All right, here we go. Terrance Gangsta Williams. Welcome back to VladTV.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. You're a regular on the show now.
Okay, let's get it. Yes,
flew you in today.
Yeah.
You know, doing our thing.
Yeah.
And congrats on your YouTube channel. I see you got the plaque now.
Yeah. You
know, about 150,000 subscribers.
Right.
So you got the 100,000 silver plaque.
Big facts, yes.
That's right, man. The million's coming soon.
Yeah, I got it. Well, you know, it's a long road ahead, but I honestly thank for you allowing me on your platform. That helps out a lot, you know.
Thank you.
So
happy to help.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Well, a lot of stuff is happening right now, and a lot of people just got out of prison. The most famous is Big Meech. Big Meech was originally locked up in 2005. He took a 30-year plea deal for running a CCE, continuing criminal enterprise. He ended up doing 19 years. And now he's out on house arrest, and there's a picture that just circulated of him. You know, we'll show it on the screen right now. You know, he's looking a little stockier, but he's still got the cornrows and everything. Still looks like Big Meech.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on it?
Shout out to Big Meech. I'm happy he made it out of that place. I saw that. I've been seeing, and actually I did a reaction video to all that stuff what's been going on. I read the paperwork on the stuff what's going on with the situation. So I'm familiar with everything that's going on.
Right. Now, when someone gets out, there's always allegations and everything else like that. So allegedly, and I'm not saying this is true, but there's a kingpin from St. Louis named Dion Cuffy Gatlin. Are you familiar with the story?
Right.
And Cuffy's family is claiming that Big Meech somehow cooperated to get himself less time and ended up getting Cuffy, you know, a huge amount of years. So do you know about the situation? Because I'm not really familiar with it.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that situation.
Okay, so tell me what exactly happened.
Okay, it was a Rule 35 involved. What happened was it was under CI, so Cuffy them didn't know. So they filed motions, so they fought to find out who was behind him getting caught up. Come to find out, it was the lady named Tammy who's affiliated with Big Meech. So once they seen Tammy, she agreed to cooperate with the government to get Big Meech a time cut. Automatically, Cuffy, you know, in prison. Oh, he the one set me up. Now I don't want to disrespect Cuffy and how he feel, all his family. But I know once a person see that BMF stuff involved, automatically they just point at Big Meech, right? But now there's transcript that says the Meech Flannery wasn't even much aware of this stuff that was going on. So Tammy took it upon herself to help Meech out because she should come visit him and they were kicking it. But I would say this, because people have selected politics, how they do stuff on the streets. Even some of these so-called gangsters that hate rats, but then they'll show different favoritism. And what I mean by that is this. In federal prison, when you call somebody a snitch, if their name is not in that paperwork, or if they don't have proof that Big Meech sent Tammy, or Big Meech sat with the Asians, then you can't get this man a snitch jacket.
Well, I actually looked it up. So you're talking about Tammy Cowens?
Yes.
Okay, and I looked up, looked her up on social media. She has an IG page that's private. It's only got like 200 followers. But it says Tammy Cowens, producer of BMF on Stars.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of her with a BMF logo behind her. So she's a producer on the TV show.
He had gave her the rights when he was in prison.
Oh, so this is the woman who he sold the rights to, or granted the rights to.
Right, because she to come see him and hold him down. Right.
Okay, and I've been hearing about her name kind of popping up over the years, and various BMF affiliates feel some type of way about her and so forth. Okay, so she cooperated. But Meech did not.
No.
Okay, but his family feels like somehow he's connected because he knows Tammy.
Right, because it's like, Tammy, that's your right-hand man. She running stuff for you, so for her to go do that, you sent her. That's how they feel, you know, but Meech never left the compound. I was on the compound with Meech.
Oh, so you've been locked up with Meech?
Yeah, we was on the same compound together.
Did you guys ever hang out?
We kicked it, yeah, we used to kick it. You know, they had the rumor Big Meech beat me up.
Right. Yeah, I think we talked about that at one point.
Yeah, so, very respectful guy, cool dude. That's why when you saying buff, he did that there. Hit the weights, go work out. That's all he did. Go eat, go work out, eat, go work out, go to the dorm and drink that hooch. But he never left the compound. He came straight from the whatever county jail he was in, straight to the compound where I was at. But I noticed, how the different people jump on the bandwagon and say, okay, he a rat. But then once you start reading and really getting into it, you be like, well, he's not a rat. Now, only thing he could be accused of loving a rat or supporting a rat. Because Big Meech didn't never sit down with the agents and say, hey, I'm going to have Tammy to come do this for me. They don't have that. They don't have that paperwork. They don't have nothing like that on him. So for them to just say he snitched or he got the third part, they're in violation for that.
Now, when you were locked up with Meech, how was Meech treated in the yard?
Man, I saw Meech come on the compound with one guy, and then in a few days it started growing. He had at least 25 deep at one time on a weight pile. They all got BMF on their neck with ENT, like BMF Entertainment, on their left side of the neck. Guys were in blood, who was running blood cars, who was running certain gang cars, stopped what they was doing and start hanging with Big Meech. I was like, man, he'll be a player. He'll be a green light on him. Can't do that. But they was doing it. But they was infatuated with Big Meech. And he wasn't buying nobody nothing. They wasn't extorting him. He was just being him. And God was just happy to be around him because he was a cool, respectful dude.
I mean, yeah, if you really think about it, today, Big Meech is probably the most well-known drug dealer in America.
Yeah.
If you think about
Celebrated.
it. Yeah, I mean, listen, Freeway Ricky was Freeway Ricky.
Yeah,
that's my man. He's a regular on my show. But, he was slightly older generation. If you look at everyone that's like 30 and younger, 40 and younger, they know about Big Meech. They know about BMF. And, of course, the TV show took it on a whole other level. I had Tony Yayo on my show recently. We talked about how dope it would be now that Meech is out for him to do a cameo on the BMF TV show.
Yeah,
kind of like a flash forward.
Right.
Like, this is what happens in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm happy out, and what I was saying too, I am anxious to see, because I did a video, I was like, Big Meech, a lot of people love you, but you're gonna have to hate, but I want to see how he's gonna handle it. I'm anxious to see how he's gonna handle this. It's a lot of pressure, man.
I've hung out with him one time. I mean, we didn't, we had a brief conversation. I was at his house, when BMF had this kind of weekend thing for a bunch of DJs. Cool dude, man. Very quiet, thoughtful. He would observe everybody. But I remember he had this Jacob all diamond out with the world globe and diamonds. You know what I'm saying? The map, the continents and diamonds. I remember I looked down, I saw the watch. I'm like, man, that's a nice watch. He's like, oh yeah, man. There's only 3 of these. I got one. Diddy got one, and Busta Rhymes got one. And that was our conversation.
You know what? I would be like him and Convertible Bird.
I interviewed him before too. Yeah.
Okay, those are 2 that I would get riled up. Like some of these homeboys, the guy be like, some people they didn't play with. I would come around, man, y'all washed, so y'all locked up, that's over with. And Meech was like, what? I still got my girl in check. My people, the people just love for me to go mess with Meech, and Meech go to talking. When he was on the streets, he go to talk about the clubs, the money. Meech, I remember Meech telling me, he said, man, I was a billionaire out there. He said, man, the government, he showed me paperwork where the government had wanted another $100 million or something to reduce it. He said, man, I'm not giving people no more of my money. I was like, wow, but very good.
He could have got his sentence reduced by giving him $100 million.
Yeah, they wanted some money from him.
I would have done it.
I was thinking, man, on the print you get money, but I was like, man, you tripping.
You can't get time.
Man.
You can make more money, but you can't make more time. Time is the most important thing in anybody's life, whether you realize it or not. That's the one thing you can never get back, and you have a limited piece of. And you never know when your last day is.
Yeah. And like I said, the one thing I respect and I like about him, for his name to be ringing on the compound like it was, he wasn't arrogant.
Really?
If you said, hey, Meech, later on or Saturday, man, I want to take some pictures, send him my children, I want to take some pictures. He coming out there, he gonna do some push-up, he gonna hit the weights, and he gonna take the picture. He didn't turn down nobody from taking pictures when I was there, when I seen him. That's now, dope. I can't speak for down the line, how he did his bid down the line. I can only speak for when we was in Jessup, Georgia together. That's the first compound he came to.
Hey man, listen, I'm happy. I've only had positive experiences around Big Meech and BMF. I've never seen anyone spend money like this ever. I remember we all were getting off, the plane, and they're driving us to the hotel, and the billboards are right there, right off the freeway, right next to the airport.
Yeah.
The world is BMF's. And we were looking at each other like, what the hell did we just walk into? And I remember everyone was giving out Cristal bottles like flyers.
Now, one thing me said from behind the wall that rubbed me the wrong way, and I got on him about that. I did a video. I hope he see it. When he talking about he believed BMF would have been bigger than Cash Money if he wouldn't have got locked up. So that's something that
I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah, I would have had that debate. Yeah.
I mean, they just didn't have a roster of talent, unfortunately. I mean, they had Jeezy, but Jeezy was already kind of separating himself.
Right.
I had heard, I don't know whether this is true or not, but at the time, this is what people were saying to me, that when Jeezy was signed to Def Jam, I was told that Jay-Z pulled him aside and said, you need to separate yourself from these guys because they're all going to go down. So if you're serious about being an artist, you can't be running with BMF like this. You could mention them or whatever, but you can't be around this anymore. And that's what caused, because I remember there was a friction between Blue Da Vinci and Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? I think even a shootout happened at one point. Like,
I know they was dissing one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Jeezy was the talent. Now, Meech loved
Blue Da Vinci, right.
Blue Da Vinci, I get it, right? I get it. That's his man, and that's who he's putting in work with, whatever else. But Blue didn't have the talent level of a Jeezy. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's just not me. That's not my opinion. That's just the reaction of when the music got released. So if they had actually built up and signed more artists, if they had a Juvenile, if they, they didn't have a Manny Fresh,
right. Oh, yeah.
Making the beats. Their producers were rocking with them, but they didn't have that in-house genius. Because when you think about it, Manny Fresh was doing everyone's album.
Did you know Kanye was over at Cash Money before he went to Jay-Z now? With Dame Dash now?
Really?
Yeah, baby flew him out to Rockefeller. Because he had Fresh, so that's why he didn't keep Kanye.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever meet him at the time?
No. I was in the Fed.
Okay.
I missed everything. Everything.
Man. Well, Big Meech is free, man.
Yeah, free, man.
Can't wait for that. Everyone's asked me for the first interview. I've kicked the tires a little bit, reached out to a few people. We'll see if it happens.
Man, I called Good Money when Zoe come out and said, why is Zoe gonna go to Vlad? I just sit back and I know everybody. And you got a lot of big channels out there, but it's just like majority of the people with the big names come over here first.
Well, speaking of that, Ali Zoe Adam, the founder of the Zoe Pound, and this has been kind of disputed since I've put this out. A lot of people, other Zoe Pound dudes have reached out and so forth. But according to him, the founder of the Zoe Pound, I'm taking him at his word, just got out after doing 18 years. And we did our first interview together. Now, just kind of a background for people that don't know, Zoe Pound was like the Haitian gang in Miami, Little Haiti, Carroll City, and so forth. A very feared organization. A lot of bodies were allegedly attributed to them, and thousands of kilos of were being shipped from Haiti to Miami, and millions of dollars were being shipped back to Haiti. A lot, went into this interview. He had provided and held down Diddy at different times. There's the whole situation around Lil Wayne, which we're going to talk about in a second. But ultimately, he was arrested on kingpin charges, CCE, conspiracy to distribute 6,000 plus kilos, money laundering, wire fraud, mortgage application fraud. He owned 142 properties at the time, as well as Subways, Dairy Queens, laundromats, etc. Did 18 years, just got out. Now, you were actually locked up with him at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you were locked up, a situation with Lil Wayne occurred. Well, according to him, and you can watch the interview to kind of get more of a detailed background on it. At one point, Wayne and Baby were not on good terms. Wayne was a little short on money, and Ali came in to try to manage Lil Wayne. During that conversation, the initial talks, according to Ali, Wayne wanted to flip some of his money in the streets So he gave Ali like $250,000. And Ali was like, yeah, I'm gonna flip this for you and get it back to you. It took a little longer than expected, so Wayne started getting a little upset and so forth. And there was a situation where Ali was trying to like let Wayne listen to his artist and Wayne wasn't interested. Ali got upset, he hemmed up Wayne and took his jewelry. At one point, DJ Khaled got involved. Wayne got the jewelry back. Wayne, dropped Zopound in one of his songs. And according to Ali, he actually gave him back like $320,000 on top of it. He finally managed to flip the money in the street and gave Wayne back his money plus the profits.
He listened to my artist, he stick it in, and he pissed off. He looking ugly, he pissed off. I'm like, man, listen to the song with him and Wyclef. Man, listen to the song with him and Gang. Listen to the song, man, with him and Scarface. He just punching that off. Pop, pop. He let like 8 bars go. He like, nah, buddy ain't ready. Buddy ain't ready. I'm like, nah, hold on. Listen to one Clef. I'm name dropping, man. Check it. Listen to the. He acting crazy. So I'm like, man, I done gave this dude all favors, man, all this favor. I set trip. I grab him. Pop, boom. I put him on the wall. And I'm like, get this jewelry, man. My nigga, now you got to get the fuck out of Miami, dog. Now me and you can no longer be, okay? Because my nigga, dog, it's not fair. My nigga, we going to play one side. My nigga, dog, I'm trying to help you, you got to help me. He got 3 mans posted up. They get up coming. My man Tifa, he got a fumble with the pistol, so I dropped him. Man, what you doing? Then he finally gets sued. Back up, back up. So I leave that shit, come up out of there, I'm walking up out of there.
Now, when you were locked up, what did you hear?
I heard about that situation that when Cash Money went down there was running with the Zoes, and Ali wanted Wayne to get on one of his artist songs, and Wayne kept giving the runarounds. But I heard he had blew up the Phantom or burnt the Phantom in front of the club.
Wait, Ali had burned Wayne's Phantom?
Yeah, in front of the club.
Okay, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah. So I'm like, I was ticked off because in my mind, I'm like, man, y'all coming from the where the people at, But I have to realize that there's killers and gangsters everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all and these people, neck of the woods in Miami, running with them, but then trying to live by them like y'all do certain people at home, that's not gonna work. But at that time, man, when I heard about that, I was so ticked off. And then when I seen Ali was in a fit, I was like, man, I need to see him. And I want to see him about Wayne. That's crazy, because, you got to be careful what you ask for, Vlad, because at this time I was doing magazine interviews. I was on the front cover of the Fed magazine. Then I seen he was in the magazine, the Fed magazine, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm going to throw a shot at it and diss him. But then I was like, no, because it's Haitians all around the federal system, and this Haitian not no sucker. So I gotta be careful, because I be like, you be quick to jump out there for somebody, and then in your mind, you gotta realize, are they fighting for themselves? You push this issue. How do Wayne feel about it? Because like you say, he did a shout out the song.
Yeah.
I'm in jail still feeling some type of way. You disrespect tune shit, like, I need to see you, right? So, man, it would be like 10, 15 years later somewhere, with me and that man, I was already on the compound, then he comes to the compound. Oh, the Haitians, the Florida guy, was all on the compound, Ali on the compound, they praising him and shot, But so happened one of the guys, they don't like when they say this name, one of the Booby Boys. He was on the compound, man, he was real cool. And him and Ali was real tight, so he was like, man, Ali wanna talk to you. So at this time, I had to calm down, cool down. I ain't had that same energy like when I first years ago when he did that to Wayne, So I wasn't thinking nothing really. I just went out to the rec yard, not realizing that I was walking like into a debt trap. Because in Ali's mind, he's still with the bull. I'm thinking like we all older now, we did all this time, people more settled now, but his mind, he on go. So when I walk out to the rec yard, we would spin the track, they was already halfway around the track, so it's like, I didn't pay attention, like I said, people be all out on the rec yard. It wasn't until I got from how you and I, our distance, that I realized that it was Haitians scattered out there.
Yeah, I remember when I asked him, when he got to prison, because Zoe Pound is not a very big gang like the Crips or Bloods. There's not Zoes, in all these different states. They're primarily in Miami. And he said, well, when you're in prison, everyone who's Haitian is a Zoe. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. Gang, non-gang, whatever. Every Haitian is now Zoe Pound when you're locked up. So the way you're describing it kind of makes sense.
Yes, and he right, because they all, you don't to be infatuated with that stuff anyway. And then for somebody to come on the compound, a founder of it, this one of the big dog we ride, we find, we done heard all these stories, we here with him, we gonna do anything he asks, So I would walk, I read. But so happened, I'm Muslim, so it's a lot of Muslims that be working, I be around on the compound too. So they peeped the tension, they peeped it, and started moving in towards that way. So like, now it's like, okay, what's up? Well, we even now, But I didn't go out there with no aggression to go try to punk him or try to do that. Because like I say, he stood his ground, and I saw his stance, like he was ready. But I was like, I wasn't, on that type of time at the time. Now he'd called me years ago. We might have would have danced on that yard, especially behind Lil Wayne, because Cash Money was my whole bid. They took care of me. And when everybody left, Wayne was on holding Cash Money down. So that's like, you still taking care of me, Wayne, Mm-hmm. So I walked up and I saw his stance like he, on defense, like he ready to work. So I just reached my hand out, and he reached out and shook. We did the little hair pop, and then we just walked the track and we talked, and we started talking about the situation, what happened and stuff.
What did he say happened from his point of view?
He told me about the part about, he said, man, when they come now, we took care of them. They was running around town because of the Zoe. We made sure they was protected. And, he said, I felt like when I tried to get him to help my artists, he wouldn't. He kept, and I pictured that's how Wayne and Baby do. They'll spin you in a minute. All right, I got you, whatever. Because what happens is this. No matter where a person from, they bring where they from to where they're at. And in their mind, they think they could try certain people like that. You know what I'm saying? So, we got the stigma in our city. We just think we just tough and we arrogant. Not knowing it's tough and gangsters everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Even though we country in the South, but we still just got this swagger with us where man, what's up, And they be trying people, so, and I guess Wayne realized Zoe wasn't that one to play with, So, he broke down and told me about the story, what you saying, about the getting the money and flipping the money and all that. And I'm looking at him like, oh, okay. So y'all really had a bind. Y'all really was doing something. So, when you only getting one story, looking at the magazine, you getting one story, and I can't really talk on the phone with Bird, like what really happened, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I know Bird stepped in too, played a part in that too, but I was like, okay, I get it, I see now. Yeah, they come to y'all town, y'all roll out the red carpet, and then they just try to do whatever they want to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I respect though was Bird and Wayne the same way. When they went there, they'll try to play on you. They ain't paying you. You know what I'm saying? If I can run over them and do that, you got to show me you tough. You know what I'm saying? So, I got the respect for him, and I like how he was moving on the yard. Yeah, them little young Haitians was rocking with him. They was with him. I was like, man, I didn't go out there with a weapon or nothing because my mind wasn't on that, But his mind was on that. But I guess with me coming with a more soft approach, raise my hand, let him know, hey, man, I ain't with all that foolishness. Now, that settled him a little bit, and we walked the track, talked. I think we walked into that one time. So, we had respect for each other. We speak, but I stayed my distance because he had so many fans, so many people was there to talk to him. But, I let him know how I felt about the Wayne situation. That's my nephew, Tony. So, but other than that, he wound up getting into it with a guy in the unit, because he's supposed to have been out of jail, but he caught the extra year.
Right. Well, he told me in our interview that he stabbed somebody, and they initially were giving him 10 years, but they lowered it to a year, and he jumped on that right away. But you had heard about a different situation.
Yeah, he got into it with a Haitian in the unit, and he threw some hot, the baby oil on him, burnt him in his...
Baby oil?
Yeah.
Oh, hot baby oil?
Yeah,
We're talking about like cooking grease or something else?
No, the oil with Diddy,
Yeah, the Diddy baby oil.
And I just thought about that.
Why was it hot?
Because when you cook it and you boil, it peels the skin off a person.
Why would you cook it?
To set an example, because what I'm saying is this. Say, I mean, you have an argument.
Okay.
I'm going to get this, put it in, put the what they call that, magic shave, powder, all this stuff. I'm gonna put this in a bowl and I'm gonna put it in the microwave. So when I dash it on you, I'm trying to peel your skin.
Oh.
I want you to remember I did this.
So inmates have access to microwaves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we in the Fed, we in the state. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Well, you know, some prisons they start taking the microwaves out.
But it seems dangerous
Yeah.
for situations like this.
Yes, yes. So I was like,
So he took a bunch of baby oil, put it in a microwave,
Warmed
and then
it.
threw it on a guy's face.
right. Yeah.
And then messed up his whole face.
Right, got the outside charge. I had spoke with him. Matter of fact, he had reached out to me. Well, he had his lady reach out to me while he was in the county jail. You know what? That's another thing too that ticks me off with these guys. Now that I think about it, he reached out to me. I sent him a few dollars a few times, and when I heard he was out, and then I see another day, you know, you did the interview with him, right? Now, so I'm like, oh, so you could reach out to me from jail when you want a few dollars, but you couldn't reach out to me when you got out of jail. And that made me think. I said, okay, they know I got my channel, so they think I'm asking for interviews, but they want to come over with Vlad first. You know, so, but I'm like, hey, man, I ain't no hater, go do your thing. But I'm like, you going to circle back around to me because I'm the little guy down here that's been making the noise. With anybody come home from prison, they follow my blueprint. But so, and I was thinking about that. I was like, man, you know what? He had that lady to reach out to me a few times when he wanted a few dollars, but now he out. I ain't hear from him. And I see him on Vlad. I'm like, wow. Like, oh, okay. I said, I was happy to see he out, and I want to see how he gonna move because, you know, he was running with Rick Ross. I see Rick Ross shout out Big Meech, shout out everybody. I see Rick Ross holler at him. You know, DJ Khaled, all them, because he was really in the music industry. So I'm trying to see how are they gonna take him, you know, welcome him.
Well, another person just got out is King Tut. You know about him?
Mm-hmm.
King Tut was allegedly one of the people that shot Tupac at Quad Studios.
Mm-hmm.
He was sentenced to 5 life terms for violent robberies. He's actually the only person ever sentenced to mandatory life in prison out of the Eastern District of New York under the 3 Strikes Law. What happened was, over the years, the judge that sentenced him felt that the sentence was overly harsh. And over time, the overall sentencing guidelines evolved. So he went back and actually lowered his sentence. So he ended up doing 27 years.
I spoke about this when Trump came into office in 2018, the First Step Act. It's under 3582. It's called Extraordinary and Compelling Circumstances, meaning, like you just spoke on, back in the day, we was bound by the guidelines. Now that the guidelines advisory, as long as you stayed out of trouble, you know, you got people supporting you, all this stuff, then the judge had the discretion to reduce your sentence. He been down a long time, you know. So when I've been telling people this for the longest, people, oh, he lied. Or some people, yeah, that's true, this happened. But some people, you know, they want to keep the bull going, right? But it's plenty of people that got out who had life sentences because they been down a long time. It's another guy, Supreme got out.
Supreme didn't get out.
Oh, he didn't get out?
Gerald Prince Miller.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
That is Supreme's.
His nephew.
That's his nephew.
Uncle, yeah.
Supreme is his uncle.
Right, yeah.
When Supreme got locked up in 81, Prince took over, and
Yeah.
Prince is the violent one. So if you listen to 50 Cent's Ghetto Quran song, he said, there's a line that says, yo, when you hear talk of the South Side, you hear talk of the team, Supreme team. See, N-words feared Prince and respected Preem. While you slow motherfuckers, I'm gonna break it down iller. See, Preem was a businessman and Prince was the killer. So basically under Prince, at least 8 murders happened. He was sentenced to life without parole in 1992. And now he's out.
He had bodies.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right, yeah, he was down in both my,
Well, I mean, I guess he got convicted for the bodies, I think. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to say
No,
he for
didn't
sure
I
had
think
it
he
bodies,
enhanced him or
but
something for that.
allegedly he had a lot of
Yeah,
bodies. You
right.
know, because Supreme was really trying to run more of a business. When Prince took over, it turned into a bloodbath in Queens.
Yeah, I saw one of them nephew had post something like, my uncle's a legend. Why y'all didn't celebrate for him like y'all did for Big Meech when he got out, you know? And I wanted to do a reaction video to that because it was like, yeah, Prince a legend, King Tut a legend, but it's in New York.
Here's the issue also, like, because I was talking to someone that was trying to broker an interview with King Tut and also broker an interview with Prince. And it seemed like it might happen. And once we start getting close to an actual number, somebody would get in their ear and be like, hey man, don't do this Vlad interview. I'm gonna get you a $100 million movie deal. I'm gonna get you this $20 million Netflix documentary. Just don't do any interviews, turn it all down. And I don't know how many people I've had this exact same conversation with, and 5 years later, they're still waiting for this deal to go through. You know, and I'm giving, like, I'm not giving a huge amount, but I'm giving you something fair. Like, like Ali, me and Ali figured out, something that made sense for everybody, and, we rocked out, and now look, like, he's everywhere.
You gave Ali more than me?
That's between me and Ali. But I gave you a nice amount the first time.
Yeah, of course.
You see what I'm saying?
I tell people that all the time.
Yeah, the first interview is always going to be the big interview. Right. Once it comes to, a repeat thing and everything else like that.
Let me tell you something, Vlad. Let me tell you this. I don't count the next man pocket. Yeah. You have a channel. You have a big audience. So your audience is here to see what you put out. So a lot of these guys get caught up in, well, man, Vlad making all this money. Don't worry about it because it ain't guaranteed that video going to do something.
Nah, man. I've had a lot of guests that I've lost money on.
Yes.
That's just
the reason
why
I know because I'm into the YouTube world. That's why I know. But yeah, I don't count the next man pocket. I be like, okay, I figure I'm worth this. This is gonna happen for me. I get this here. I can go and do other things I need to do.
Well, and that's the thing, man. A lot of these guys don't understand. So they sit there under the radar. They don't want to do nothing. Year after year, sometimes decade after decade, because someone's dangling a carrot for some big deal that doesn't even go through. And even if it does go through, a lot of times. Oh, look, AZ Faisan. They did the Paid in Full movie about him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he got... The amount he got was not a huge amount. He basically sold his life rights. They made the movie. The movie was big. He had no control over the script. They made him into a snitch at the end of the movie. He said it wasn't true, but he had no say in it. You sold your rights. So you're going to get a big look, but you're not going to get a big bag. You're going to lose control. And you could have done stuff along the way to build up, your profile. And listen, man, yes, people like me and you know who King Tut is. The average 20-year-old has no idea who this is. The people who died before Tupac was even born, people who were born like after Tupac died, they're not as connected to these stories. Gerald Prince Miller, yeah, if you're from Queens, yeah, but Supreme is the bigger name. So, like I said, we were right there. We're like, okay, cool. Like the price he gave me, eventually I said, okay, cool. I'll give him the price he initially asked for after a little bit of back and forth. Nah, someone came in and said that, not to do it and you're going to need to pay 10 times that or some shit. I'm like, all right, that's the other conversation. And it's too bad because an interview with King Tut right now on VladTV would put King Tut really in a big spotlight. In the same way that everyone's blowing up phones over Ali Zoe Adam right now, that would be King Tut. That would be Prince right now.
But see, what would help him, because as you said, I was visualizing it, because like you said, a lot of people don't know who he is outside New York.
Yeah.
But when you put the man, it would be, if he would be cool with this, the man allegedly accused of the Tupac.
Yeah.
If Tupac worldwide knows, oh, that's the one, so people gonna tune in, you know?
And that'll give them leverage to do bigger deals at that point. There's multiple interviews we've done that have turned into movie deals, TV shows, everything else like that.
Let me tell you something, and I ain't gonna lie, sugarcoat, people know, I tell them all the time, me coming over here helped me open a lot of other doors for me. A lot of other doors, so I'm grateful for that. And sometimes I be wishing that a lot of these guys come home and get with certain people that can break this down. How does YouTube go? How does it go? Bro, listen, it's millions, it's people who watch that you would be surprised at watching. And they gonna wanna have you, they gonna wanna come in and you just keep going and do your documentaries, you can do all this stuff, but you come over, you get this money here, legal, and then you can invest in other stuff. But a lot of people come out with the greed, man, give me 50 from Vlad. Now, Vlad gotta sell, you gotta do like 5 million to get your 50. But they don't know that, and the reason why I know it because I'm into the world.
Well, listen, and rest assured, when I do my interview, when I did it with you, when I did it with Ali, when I did it with AZ, like I do it right. Like I do a good job. I do all my research. I'll lay out the story. I'll turn it into a movie. You know what I'm saying? You know, without the B-roll and the special effects and everything else like that. I'll lay out the whole story. And for people that actually want to do a real, like a Netflix documentary or a film, they could watch that and say, okay, now I got it. Now I got it. You know what I'm saying? And it could turn into something bigger, and it will really bring you, like with you, a lot of opportunities. But a lot of times these guys don't even want to speak to me directly. I'm having to keep speaking to a third person. I'm like, let me get on the phone with this. Oh, he don't want to talk to you. Like, all right.
No, that ain't true. Let me tell you something, Vlad. Is this what I know for a fact? Every man that does interview will love to talk to the Vlad. But it's the person that's right there going to keep, because he know he's going to put his
so it might not even
extra,
be them. Yeah,
he's going to put his extra on. And you can best believe, if you ever talk to people like, man, I was trying to talk, man, I wanted to talk to you too, but my man said you in, it go like this. They don't know. And he's always going to have middleman, because he know I need to be, cut me in and cut it out. So I need to add my
but you
extra
could still
on all that.
you could be a middleman and you could still be cut in.
Yeah, but see,
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I'm saying?
people...
I can still pay, I pay middlemen all the time.
Nah, but see, Vlad,
And look, and I just want to say this. People can say what they want about me. They can say I'm the police or the feds or whatever else. Show me a person that say that Vlad owes me money. He agreed to pay me an amount of money he never paid me. Show me that. Birdman's had some accusations about that. He's had some lawsuits and everything else like that. But Vlad, you can't find a single person that say, Vlad ripped me off. He owes me $5,000. He's ducking my phone calls. He's, you know, he ripped off my footage and never paid me. That just has never happened because I don't do that type of business. So if you want to be a middleman, you could be a middleman and you'll get paid as the middleman.
But see, some people, like I said, people look at it like, I need to be in contact with Vlad. I want that number. I want to have that line so I can go through everybody else. Because if a person, say if I had a middleman, and if a person, instead of talking to you, and then I get the line, now they cut out. So now every time I come to you, usually you'll go through them, you'll call this person. So now watch out, and we right here, they cut out the wait. So a lot of guys look at it like, man, like back in the days, you know, you gotta go through me, I ain't gonna hook you with the plug, you know? And that's what, but the sad part about it is, when these guys come on, and these people in the ear, nah, you gonna do this, it's not easy to get a Netflix deal. It's because you gotta think about this, Vlad, and I'm hoping that somebody get this to them brothers. Certain stories, people don't want to hear no more. This is a different world we living in now.
Yeah.
But when you tie the people with certain up-to-date people, oh, that's such, now, and you got to give the right people to paint this picture. But you, and then they be waiting a long time for these movie deals. They be waiting and waiting. Look how I've been waiting. People be talking to me, but I don't want to jump out on anything, but, and I got some good stuff in the words too. I was just staying there as we was talking, right?
Yeah.
But I just be like, I want to hear this King Tut story. I want to hear Prince's story.
Yeah, and I could do a good job telling it.
Man, I want to hear the story bad.
I always have. I think we did our first interview.
Yeah.
I think most people that interview you, I'm almost positive that they've looked at that first interview first.
Yeah,
you know,
that's where everybody know you from.
Yeah,
everybody. I go to that.
Everyone quotes from it. You know, I feel like that was a good representation of your story.
I got 2.8 million on it. I go to that all the time.
That's right.
You see this work, you see this.
That's right.
So yeah, of course.
Right, and the fact that
if
if you could show the numbers,
right.
say, look, yeah, I did Vlad, and look, this got 1.5 million, whatever. That then legitimizes your story and shows that there's a real audience behind it. Look, I've been talking to White Boy Rick for like 5 years now.
Yeah, I talked to him
Same situation. Cool guy. I mean, he'll return my calls. We'll talk. Like, oh, but give me another. Hit me up later in the year. We go, you know, 5 years go by, you know, still nothing. I think his situation is a little different though, because I think he's suing the government over his arrest. So I think maybe he doesn't want to talk about it because it might affect the lawsuit. So his situation is a little different, but once again, it's the same kind of thing.
Now, you know what's crazy, Vlad? Because I have this guy who White Boy Rick know that I'm tight with, and we were all on the phone. We was about to do an interview together, but I didn't know what to ask him. I don't know his full story. But he was like, yeah, this is my man, I'm gonna do it for him. And we was there, but I was like, all right, y'all, I'm gonna hit y'all back. And I never did because I didn't know what to ask. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But
I'll help you out with the research.
Huh?
I'll show you how to do the research.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, I heard, you know, I be so stuck at the tunnel vision. Sometimes I be thinking about my stuff, my story, but now I'm getting to the point. Okay, now you get burnt out now, and now you got to start looking at other stuff. But yeah, I spoke on the phone I think twice.
Yeah, man, cool guy.
Yeah, very cool guy.
Cool guy. I have nothing bad to say about him, except for him not doing an interview with me.
Yeah.
Well, the final person who got out is Rayful Edmond. Rayful Edmond is witness protection right now, so he's out, but not exactly out. I mean, you know, he's not out doing interviews and living his life. He's somewhere as, you know, John Mendelsohn or something, you know, whatever name they gave him. But he has a very crazy story. Essentially, he's responsible for introducing crack cocaine to Washington, D.C. during the crack era. Because of the business, you know, the drug business that he ran, the crime and murder rate in D.C. became crazy. It became the murder capital of the U.S. He was bringing in between 1,000 and 2,000 kilos per week from the Medellin cartel. And they're saying that he was making about $300 million a year. He had 150 people in his organization, and in 1 year, they killed 30 people. So D.C. was a mess under Rayful Edmond. He got locked up, and he cooperated. Told on everybody.
Well, no, what happened was he got locked up. He went to trial the first time. That he had 30 or something, but he was still selling drugs.
Yeah, he continued to sell drugs in prison, yeah.
When he got that whole time out. And then I think his mother and all them got caught up with it. Actually, I used his case for my hearing. Rayful Edmond, I got the paper at home. Rayful Edmond have the biggest cooperation I've ever seen in history.
What do you mean?
He told on over 300 people.
300 people?
Literally, like this not nothing I'm
Do you even know 300 people?
Man, like...
I don't know 300. Well, I probably do, but not enough to tell on them. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a lot of information on that many people to tell on them.
Rayful Edmond is the reason we got the 300 minutes in the federal system.
What does that mean?
Like, at one time, you could get on the phone, like you go to the commissary, you put $1,000 on the phone. And you could call as much money as you have on the phone. When your phone hang up 15 minutes, you can call right back. Call right back. Now in the federal system, it's 300 minutes. Once you call, you got to wait. Some prisons wait 15 minutes. Some prisons wait 30 minutes. Some prisons make you wait an hour to call your family back. But when I came in the system back in the day, we could sit at that phone and call, as long as you got money on the phone. So when he doing his cooperation, he talked about he broke down. He got like, man, when you read this like a little movie, that's a movie in itself, how he cooperated, how all the people I was like, boy, Ray ain't played. And they still didn't let him go immediately. But the only reason why I didn't think he was on the streets in Westsec, because when he got out, he took a picture at the airport.
I'm back better than ever. Hell yeah. I'm back better than ever.
Because when you're in Westsec, you're not gonna. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna give you a map, and they're gonna tell you where all you been. And if you say up north, here, they're gonna put you on the West Coast. But they're gonna travel you through vans and bring you to these outhouse, whatever these houses, safe houses. I mean, boom. But he took a picture at the airport, like, well, I'm back, baby. Woo. So I'm like, oh no, he ain't in Westsec, because he would have never been able to do that.
I mean, I'm seeing it online. I don't know. When I looked it up, it said he was in witness protection.
Yeah, he was in phase 1 in the prison. But but here's the thing. Look at
okay, I see what you mean. I found. Here we go. Yeah. I found it. Well, if he's in witness protection, why is he taking videos at the airport?
They're not gonna allow that, because now you put your life in danger. You putting the whole operation in danger. They're gonna give you a fake name, fake everything. So it's like, nah, he not in the WISAC. But you know, when people hear that and they know he cooperated, they know he was in WISAC in the federal system, they automatically think he in phase 2. Now, what he may have did when he got out, was like, you know what? Just give me a check. Give me the check y'all gonna give me for because they got a system maybe for a year. They're gonna protect him, and then they might get an extension for a year, 6 months. But they'll give you a check if you're going to school or if you're doing something. So he may say, man, I'm gonna sign out of this. Give me my check, and I'm just gonna go in the ground again until I get myself together. Because he wouldn't have took no picture in the airport.
Like, I feel like a lot of these guys who get a lot of media attention, they just can't seem to stay in witness protection. It's like they want the fame so badly. Sammy the Bull went to witness protection,
Got in trouble,
ended up leaving, started selling ecstasy with his son, went back to prison. Alpo was in witness protection, I think, in Maine. Was living a peaceful life, had like a white best friend, you know what I mean? They would go to barbecues together, bought the same matching trucks.
Motorcycle he had, bike.
Yeah. Ended up going back to Harlem, acting crazy, ended up getting killed over a road rage incident. So a lot of these guys, man, I feel like they could really live out their lives peacefully, but they want that fame, especially with social media, that they just want it.
You know what I think it is too, Vlad? And I could be wrong, but I think it's this. You know, back in the days when you told people was getting killed, certain people was getting whacked. In this day and time, certain people like, well, he ain't telling on me, he told on him. Man, that's still my people, they embrace it. So some people, when you come home, you looking at it, oh, it's like this now? Oh, mostly all the killers during the era might be dead or doing a lot of time too. So it's like, man, I'm about to come out here, this social media, oh, that's what it is. I'm already famous for being a telltale. So now I'm about to come out because people embrace, people taking pictures of this stuff. This is like the new wave. So they be like, then some of them feel like this here. I'm a killer too. Y'all told me I'm still a killer.
Yeah.
So, you know, you play with me, okay, what's up? You tough, I'm tough, we gonna see the toughest.
Right.
And that's a problem too with a lot of people. They praise you when you was stepping in the street, but once you told, they think, oh, that's gone now. Oh, that's not involved now. You told her, okay, but I still a shoe.
Well, plus the dudes are older and the people they told on are usually dead or in prison anyways.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got the relatives and all that, but it doesn't hold as much weight when it's removed. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, yeah, you told on my uncle, but I haven't seen my uncle in 20 years, so am I really gonna risk my life to go shoot you over something you did to my uncle 30 years ago? You know, it's a hard...
The little youngsters, though, you got the little youngsters, Will.
You got some, but I think most people, yeah. If you're not hanging out in those areas where you're potentially surrounded by those people and it turns into a mob mentality, if you just hang out in the suburbs, go to the mall, I think you're relatively safe, especially if you're not in the same city.
There you go. That plays a big part.
You said the best thing you ever did was move out of New Orleans.
Oh, man.
After you got out of prison.
That's when I be feeling so good. I'm a terrorist now. I'm a tourist. I'm not a terrorist anymore. So it's like, but when I look at it, Vlad, I be like, when I see the little youngsters, like I saw online the other day, this person sent me the link where this dude took a girl's cell phone in Texas. He pull up, got out with that Draco, man, where the phone at? And just walked up and hit the man twice in the head and once in his neck. I think he was in his 20s, the dude was in his 30s when he killed. Broad daylight.
Damn.
And I was like, whoa. But then I thought about saying, man, then I had to catch myself. I was like, man, I should do that. Like, man, like you don't really see it until you step to the side and be like, man, these guys are crashing out.
Well, it's a different time now. Back then, you do that, there's no cameras.
Facts.
There's no cell phones. And if anyone saw it, they don't want to cooperate.
Yeah, they didn't see it.
Because you might know where they live or where their mom or grandmother lives. They don't want that type of problem. So we talked about it last time, how you were doing, serious crimes in front of crowds and no one saw nothing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
What's the most number of people that saw you commit a crime and didn't cooperate?
At a block party.
How many people?
You gonna have at least, 100, 200 people out there.
200 people
out and about.
All saw it and not a single person saw nothing.
And it was in you know what Juvenile shot that back that thing up video?
Yeah.
That's what we did a shoot in broad daylight. And then our homeboy, one of them still living, one of them deceased now. When we ran across the street, the president to go through the cut, first thing he say, give me the gun. And we were young, but we was smart to know not to get about our gun. So no, we got it, we kept running, but that's crazy though. You talk about give you the gun. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, man, people back then, a lot of people was like, if you crazy to do this in broad daylight, then you come in and get me.
Yeah.
So, you had a lot of people they seen it, but they didn't see it.
Were you offered witness protection? Because you didn't cooperate.
Yeah.
They offered it to you.
Yeah.
And you said?
Yeah, I wanted because I wanted to go to the jail it's only 5 with the potato programs in federal prison, right?
Okay.
And every cell have its own TV. Then they got a 50-inch screen TV in the cell, and they got their little cafeteria, everybody on the compound and told, right? So I was like, man, I'm gonna go do the rest of my time over there. This what happened, Vlad. When people sign me up for that stuff, they make you take a lie detector test to go to the witness protection program. Right? Nah, man, it's crazy, yo. So they ask you on the lights. No, they'll tell you. I want you to deliberately lie. They're gonna put numbers on it. They say pick a number, but I want you to lie when I get to your number. So I had a Muslim brother that when I was in the waiting, they called him like 3 in the morning. I said, man, where you went? He said, oh man, I had to give him my name back. What you mean? He said he was in witness protection. He got into it in a bar, so they locked him back up. But he was under a WISEC name, so he had to get him that name back, and they gave him back his original name. I was like, yeah. So and it was another white guy that was there. And he used to be in the ABs. He said he was in the WISEC. I said, how do you say that? He said, because I heard him talking about some name that was in the WISEC. So they started talking. So I'm learning everything was going on in the WISEC. So I said, okay, I'm gonna play on who my people is. I got a big name in the federal system. I ain't gonna be able to live in the federal system. Man, people call me for that stuff. And he said, look, when the people tell you to lie, squeeze your butt cheek, because they have you sitting on something, they wrap stuff around you, put it on your hand, and you gotta be still. When they ask you that question, right? So I squeeze my butt cheek, it explode. That lady said, you a horrible liar. I'm like, yeah, all right, what you think? So they got the little computer right here. That when I first saw you could sign your name on the thing and all that other stuff. But anyway, so she was like, are the lights on? You like, yes. Is this the month of October? Yes. These are the questions I ask you. Do you know anybody on the witness protection program? No. Are you going to try to go kill somebody on the witness protection? No. Are you going to try to harm somebody? No. She say, you didn't pass, you didn't fail, because it's like, when you say, I ask you, are you going to try to harm or hurt somebody in the witness protection program? You say no, but it's saying like you are. I say, man. So she said, I tell you what. She said, don't talk. She said, just shake your head yes or no. So she said, are you going to try to harm somebody in the witness protection program? I said, no. She said, I still failed. So they only contest you 3 times. So like the last time this guy, he was part of Soprano, that little TV show, he tested me. He said, I can't believe you failed. I've did over 50 people and you failed. I can't believe, I'm like, well, I said, man, listen, man. I don't know, you think I'm gonna go try to hurt somebody in the whip and I'm trying to go hang out, do the rest of my bid? Man, they didn't let me go. I couldn't make it.
Okay, but there's witness protection in prison.
Phase 1, right. And then you got phase 2.
Oh, phase 2 is when you get out.
On the street, right.
Oh,
they're gonna give you
okay.
a different, they're gonna tell you to pick a name not close to yours, a first, last name not close to yours, and they're gonna ask you where, they're gonna show you the map. If you say, where are you visited before? You might be like, well, I've been to California before, I've been on the West Coast, I've been down south. So they're gonna put you over in New York or one of them little small town and post you there. And you're not gonna go to the probation officer place, you're gonna go, the marshal's gonna go with you to meet your PO somewhere like at a Winn-Dixie or Walmart park or area like that. You're not gonna be able to talk to your family members. If you want to talk to your family, you're gonna have to set up a visit or a phone where they're called, and that stuff real strict. Cause the guys that were getting in trouble coming back to the jail, they was putting them in a hole in certain spots, and I was able to talk to them and meet them and asking them all them questions. So that's how I knew about the phase 2. And then there was guys that were meeting up with one another who was in the certain jails with each other.
Well, the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans this year. And Kendrick Lamar is performing. People are upset because Lil Wayne is not performing, including Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne even made a video saying how sad he is over the situation.
That hurt. Hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. And for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. It made me feel like not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like you guys reminded me that I ain't without y'all. And that's an amazing reality.
How do you feel about it?
I was sad about it. First of all, shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because he deserved it.
I mean, he's the biggest rapper right now.
And he had the hottest, diss song, got the world. But let me tell you this here, Vlad, because I was hating so much on the situation, right? Till I was like, one day I finally took my time to listen to that song. And what Kendrick is rapping about, I say, man, he got the world calling Drake a pedophile. I said, man, what the? So, but anyway, Kendrick, you know, he was able to do something real big with this song. Congratulations to him. I just felt that they should have said, okay, we're gonna let you guys share it. Because Wayne have influenced the next generation of rap. Like a lot of these young people, this is how serious it is with Wayne. A lot of these young rappers, a lot of these young people still know who Wayne is. Whereas one time I was talking about when BG first got out, it was a little female. She was like 25 years old, and she was like, "Who is BG?" I said, "You never heard of Bling Bling?" Blah, blah, blah. She said, "No." She said, "My mom and I listen to that." You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it go to show you, like, so many people didn't know who BG was, but they knew who Wayne is because Wayne constantly kept music staying with the times. You know.
Well, Wayne, I mean, BG went to prison for a long time.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But
then again, I mean, you could say the same thing about Juvenile. The 20-year-olds probably don't really know who Juvenile is. I mean, they might know the song,
but they
don't know the name Juvenile.
And he's not making
the
no
song
new music.
became bigger than the
right,
artist.
Fact. Yeah. He's not doing it new. He's sticking with his old catalog.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not on new songs the way Wayne continuously is.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, with that being said, I was like, come on, man. What Wayne have done for the rap game. Wow, how y'all do him like that? But then, like I say, the Super Bowl is a family-friendly event. Yeah. So then I was like, what songs will Wayne be able to perform that, you know, people gonna rock with? So I was like, okay, he got some of them. But then I listened to that Kendrick Lamar, They Like Us, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I was like,
And you gotta understand that, I understand that in New Orleans, it's a very big deal to have Wayne. But the Super Bowl is not a New Orleans event. It's not a Louisiana event. It's a national and international event. Right? That day, it's the biggest stage in the world. Now, I understand the World Cup internationally and so forth, but the World Cup isn't happening that day. On that particular day, the Super Bowl has the most eyeballs on it. And if you talk about the biggest impact in the country, you can't compare Kendrick and Lil Wayne right now. Kendrick is just way bigger than Wayne right now. He deserves it.
I factored all that in, right? Because I was like, man, because I was on Drake's side. I'm team Drake because of Wayne and Bird, you know, all that. I've never met Drake, never talked to Drake. But I just was looking at it like, but when I was in prison, everybody who was signing Cash Money, who was making money, I got some money. So I show love and respect all of them, right? And I was just like, man, Kendrick. But when you look at it, Kendrick is a humble, likable person too. So you be like, because it's like, he not one of them arrogant, cocky type dudes. So it's like, man, you know, it's a young man that he got lyrics. But the thing I don't like either though, when you get in the car, you don't have a lot of people say, man, put that Kendrick in. But you're gonna have people gonna say, put that Wayne in, put that Drake in. When you get in the car, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the streams are the streams.
Yeah, okay, there you go back to that now.
I mean, Kendrick's Not Like Us is still on the charts right now.
Of course,
And for the first time in like a couple of years, Drake is no longer on the charts.
Yeah, because I don't know what Drake was thinking about playing with Kendrick. Boy, you shook on the wrong tree.
Yeah, listen, when Tony Yayo was on my show, you know, last week, I asked him if Kendrick Ja ruled Drake.
Ooh.
And he said no, but I think a lot of people are feeling that way.
Man, that was a good one. See, you could talk to Yayo about that kind of, Tony, about that kind of stuff. That was a good one. I like how you said that. And, but if you think about it, he kind of did because Drake ain't dropped nothing else. What we got? Like,
Drake has been dropping real mid-level songs since then. You know?
Nah, he did bust his power more. I saw where he was sitting next to that man where he gonna do a show at that soccer or something over in Canada, that big event, that big
the World Cup, I think.
Yeah, he's gonna perform now.
Yeah, listen.
I said, okay, look out.
Drake will never be broke.
Right.
Drake just did $300 million on his concert, you know, his tour. That 50 Ja Rule thing is an interesting kind of, you know.
Man, I like how you put that. I'm gonna take that around with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting comparison because when that was going on, were you locked up when they were going at it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually met Ja Rule in transit. I was
Oh,
locked
because he
up with
was
Ja
locked
Rule.
up for the gun charge.
No, for that tax invasion, for that tax.
Oh,
for-
right.
Yeah, Ja Rule, cool guy.
Oh, you guys
man.
chopped it up?
Yeah, he did. We used to
I'm
work
cool
out,
with
shoot
Ja Rule.
dice.
I've interviewed Ja Rule multiple times.
Yeah, good
When me and him
guy,
see each
man.
other, we kick it. You know, I mean, I understand maybe not. He may not like me right now because the Tony Yayo interviews, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just doing my job, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal. But you got to understand, like, if you were out when you saw that happening, Ja Rule was the king of the world at one point. His songs, like Always on Time with Ashanti, was like
Be
the
Without My
anthem. I remember
Baby.
2002, I just moved to New York as a DJ, and I knew when the crowd was getting a little low, the dance floor was a little, little light, I would throw that on, that first dun, 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 and suddenly everyone would rush the dance floor. You know, he had huge songs, anthems. He was writing for J-Lo. He was writing for Fat Joe. Like, they're big songs and everything else like that. He had his lane, and 50 came in and started making fun of him and kind of got Ja Rule sort of out of his element. Ja Rule started doing like clap back and trying to be more gangster again, but people weren't loving him for the gangster
I
shit.
thought I'm from New York was a hard one too. I thought that was gonna go. I got 100 I'm from New York.
Well, that song did pretty well.
I thought it was going really.
You know, that was a good comeback song, but what made Ja Rule so big, he stopped doing because I think 50 got in his head. 50 started saying, oh yeah, Ja Rule just sings all the time, he's whatever. Well, next thing you know, 50 singing too. Like 21 questions.
Tricked him out of his spot.
He tricked him out of his position, and he basically got the audience to all say that they don't like him anymore. And he had a huge audience at the time.
That would mess me up. How y'all overnight just jump? That's what I was like, man, this game is.
And what I'm saying is Kendrick is kind of doing the same thing to Drake. You know, he's making people say Drake's not like us. We're different. Drake's not really black. He's not really for the culture. He takes advantage of people in Atlanta, like the slave masters did. I mean, he's a pedophile.
That's the part I don't like right there. I don't like that part.
Listen, if Drake was anyone else, he would have sued Kendrick and won. For you to make a song that big with an accusation that serious, because think about it, right? Like the Diddy situation. They put out a Diddy hotline. 120,000 people or something responded with stories. There's hundreds of lawsuits. Where are the Drake underage girl lawsuits? I haven't heard of a single one because I don't think they exist. I think it was all a lie. In the same way that Drake tried to say that Kendrick's daughter is not really his daughter or whatever else.
Oh, he said that?
That was one of the verses. Yeah, basically saying that Dave Free is the father of one of his kids. Secretly.
They were hit below the belt.
Yeah, I mean, they were both hitting below the belt.
See, that's why I don't feel like if Kendrick was to ask Wayne, do you want to come out and stand? Wayne shouldn't accept it.
He shouldn't?
Right. Because let me tell you why. We know with rap game, Mad Day come. And when Mad Day come, kids are going to be able to say, well, I had to bring you out on stage in your own city. I did that for you. That's a slap in the face. Wayne might would accept it because he really want that moment.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't take, no. Now, I saw Shaq and the running back Leonard Fournette say, Wayne should throw a concert and stream it during the Super Bowl to I was like, wow. But then they're going to make him look like a hater too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true, yeah.
So I was like, whoa, that would be kind of...
Yeah, but you know something? People need to get off that, I don't want to look like a hater. Because, for example, I remember I interviewed Tommy Davidson, the comedian. You know who he is?
No.
In Living Color? You remember that show?
I remember Living Color. That's right. I
I'll
was
show you a
in
picture.
juvenile jail for that. I'm glad I got... Queen Latifah played Living Color, right?
No. She played, she was in Living Single.
Oh, single, okay.
This is Tommy Davidson right here.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Tommy Davidson, I did an interview with him a while back. And for people that are too young to remember, Super Bowl halftime was never a big deal up to a certain point. It was just nobody cared. It was a throwaway time of the game. So this one year, they had an Elvis impersonator doing the Super Bowl halftime. That's how little they cared about it. It was just, okay, just have someone do some cover songs, whatever else, right? In Living Color was the hot show on Fox. That was the new network. They came up with the idea of, listen, no one watches the Super Bowl halftime show. We're going to do a special episode of In Living Color at the same time that the Super Bowl halftime show is going, and we're going to pull in all the star power and all our favorite guests and whatever else, and we'll have a little timer on the screen that'll show you how much time before the game actually starts, so you can watch In Living Color and then go back and watch the Super Bowl when it starts. And their ratings were so huge. That was like the biggest rated show. I think they actually beat the ratings of the Super Bowl during that time. The next year, you know what the Super Bowl halftime show was? Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Big dog. Y'all won't
The
play.
NFL said, oh, okay,
Y'all won't play.
we've been messing up. We've been leaving a lot of money on the table. We're going to bring in the biggest artist in the world
Mike.
to do what, many consider to be the greatest Super Bowl halftime show of all time. But yeah, up until that time, so what I'm saying is Wayne shouldn't care if he's looked at as a hater or whatever. If he could do a huge-ass show in New Orleans during the Super Bowl, do that shit.
But he would have to have Drake, Nicki. He got to have some big artists on board.
He can pull in those people.
Yeah.
He can pull in those people. I mean, he put Drake on. He signed Drake. He signed Nicki.
But I don't think they really clicking. I don't really think they got a bond like they used to.
Doesn't seem like they do a lot of stuff together anymore. You're right.
Yeah, I don't think.
Nicki did her whole international tour, and I don't think Wayne came on a single show. Or Drake, for that matter.
But now I know Nicki and Wayne still got their relationship, but I think Drake and Wayne kind of, when Drake humped that girl from that jail, I think that left a little taste on Wayne.
Oh, he messed with one of Wayne's girls?
Yeah,
I heard about this.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I wouldn't be surprised if Wayne did it out of spite.
Huh.
But I don't know, man. They be off and on with it, but I like the competition, and I like that they keep it, in the music. But yeah, I was disappointed, and I feel like because Jay-Z had blindsided us with he helped Wayne pay the taxes.
Yeah.
But then Jay-Z, you got big influence. You could, and him and Wayne supposed to be cool. That we just saw him in the club. He could have spoke up and said, "Yo, put Weezy in there."
But he doesn't have to do that. I mean, for Jay, it's about business.
Yeah, but
and when it comes to a business decision, because think about it, if Jay was really all about himself and petty, he would put himself on.
Yeah, but
he could perform the Super Bowl.
Man, anybody want to hear no Jay right now?
Man, people would love to see Jay-Z.
What's the last time?
He has a catalog.
Yeah, but okay, Wayne got a catalog. But what I'm asking is this here, Vlad.
Jay got.
What is Jay gonna play?
Who do you think got a bigger catalog, Wayne or Jay?
I'm gonna go with Wayne.
Well, you of course would go with Wayne,
because I don't know.
But Jay got
stuff.
a hell of a catalog.
Well, we know Jay a big dog legend. I'm never gonna disrespect Jay to that aspect. But when the last time Jay dropped something?
It's been a while, for 444.
So now let me show you. At one time when Jay-Z come on, everybody stood still and listened, right? A lot of these people don't know who Jay-Z is either now. Do you agree with that?
Let's do a comparison.
All right.
Let's look at biggest songs on Spotify. The biggest, hold on a second, make sure. The biggest Jay-Z song on Spotify is the Paris record with Kanye. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's at 1.5 billion streams.
Ends in Paris, but it was going back and forth.
Right.
That's when Wayne and Drake was supposed to do that, but they changed their mind. I wanted them to do that album so bad, but go ahead.
Right. That would have been a hell of an album.
Yeah, man.
Lil Wayne's biggest song on Spotify is Sucker for Pain, which is about 1.2 billion. And that's kind of the only one.
So let me ask you this. Is Wayne on that? Who Wayne on that with?
A lot of people. Wiz Khalifa, Imagine Dragons, Logic, Ty Dolla Sign.
I sure about to get Jay. I about to say he had help with Kanye.
He had help with a lot of people.
Yeah, I see.
Okay,
that.
but let's talk about so let's talk about solo songs.
Yeah, let's go with solo.
The biggest Wayne solo song is Love Me, which is about 900 million.
Love Me.
The biggest Jay-Z solo song? See, Empire Mind State had Alicia Keys on it. That's at 1.1 billion. I mean, Jay got 3 songs over $1 billion.
But he got
But
help.
it's other people on it.
What Wayne got by himself?
Well, I told you.
That.
Is Love Me by himself?
Yeah. I don't know what Love Me, I was just capping just now.
Let's see, hold on. I'm just going along with it. Hold on. Lil Wayne, Love Me.
Not that ain't no How I Love. That's when he was playing that guitar. Not that, huh? That gonna be something else.
Nah, see, Love Me features Drake and Future.
Oh, so he cheated.
Yeah, so there's a lot of features. You know, once you get in the billion range, you need some help from people.
Yeah,
usually.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It's usually a collaborative effort.
Okay,
So,
but now let's go with this here. Right now,
they're both relatively similar.
well, we know Jay a big dog because
Yeah.
Wayne must looked up to Jay.
Yeah.
But right now, who you thinking people want to hear, Jay-Z or Wayne show? Right now in this day and time.
I think Jay, because Jay doesn't do that much stuff. Even though he's in the media a lot because of his business moves, Wayne still does shows and still performs and stuff like that. I think if Jay pops out, everyone's gonna go crazy because they haven't seen him perform in so long. That's what I think.
When you say everyone, you mean like uncles and aunties? Because you gotta keep in mind,
I mean, I see
this
where
a
you're going
young
with
man
this.
sports,
You're
Vlad.
right, you get a slightly younger demographic with Wayne, but Wayne is also younger than Jay.
Right.
There's about what, like a 10, 15-year difference between the two?
Maybe, yeah, about like that. So,
Let me see. Hold on. Lil
yeah,
Wayne.
you're right about that too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you
Lil
that.
Wayne is 42. Jay-Z is
About 53,
54.
54 years.
12-year difference between the two.
Yeah. Respected Jay-Z.
Remember when they were beefing?
Mm.
And
Jay said, you ain't
What?
got my lady money.
yeah, yeah, he said kidnap, you know, what do you say? Kidnap and get that how much you love your lady money.
Oh, that's what Wayne shot back
That's what
at
Wayne
him.
said, yeah.
But Jay was like, you got baby money. You ain't must got my lady money. Like, Beyonce work more than you, boy. Stop playing.
Right. That was the original line.
Right.
So you got baby money, you
Right.
ain't got my lady money.
Right. That
And
was
then
Jay.
Wayne came back
Yeah.
and said, get you for that, how much you,
said, talk about
baby
your
money,
lady
talking
money.
about baby money?
Kidnap your BC, how much you love your lady money.
Yeah, kidnap your bitch, see how much you
Yeah.
love your lady money.
You know you fake, press your brakes. Yeah.
Man,
That was hard.
I was in the barbershop when that came on. Everyone said, oh.
That was hard. That was what I love and respect about Wayne. He went at the big dog, knowing
Yeah, he
Jay
did.
was a big dog.
Yeah.
I remember when 50 used to pick on Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne fought back. So it's like that rap game. Some of the big dogs always went at big dogs. Yeah, man. Shout out to Jay-Z.
Let me ask you a question since we're on this. I remember I talked to Turk about this. The whole kissing thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever talked about this before. I don't think we have. You know, the whole Birdman kissing Wayne on the lips, kissing Turk on the lips. I don't know if that happened with BG, but I remember
Nah, BG never done that.
BG never did it. Juvenile never did it. But definitely Turk, he talked about it. Definitely Wayne.
So I ain't never saw Turk. I just thought I know him and Wayne did it on 106 in Park, I think.
No, Turk said it happened.
Okay.
He said it on camera.
It's like this, right? Like I say, me where I'm at now, I wouldn't even kiss my son. You feel me? I wouldn't do it. But
Right.
at a time when you young, back in those days, it was like a, bitch, you love me? Bitch, you love me? Bitch, kiss me in front. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. So we'll do it in front of a female or some shit like that. Like, it'd be a peck. Like, nigga, I love you. You know what I'm saying? And I done seen a few dudes do that, and I understand, bro. I don't look at you as gay. You like dudes because you did that, because I understand the love that you have for your homeboy. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing no intimate shit, bro. But if you not no real nigga, dog, you won't understand that. You won't understand the love that niggas have for their homies. Now, like I say, me being the age where I'm at now, Vlad, I wouldn't even do no shit like that, because like I say, I know people mindsets of what they think. Cause it look bad. I agree with you. It look bad. But the intentions of why I'm doing this shit is not, let's participate in some homosexual stuff. And I'm not gay bashing or none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it wasn't never there. I never say that nobody around Cash Money was gay, dog. Like that shit Man, that shit industry talk, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When you saw that, what did you think?
Love, homie, like my little son. I didn't think gay. Like, in this day and time, you know, a lot of you got the homophobic stuff going on heavy, right? But back then, like, prime example, in my city, people used to call each other the B word all the time. And then when I got in the feds, I started hearing and some dude, man, you call him a B? Man, you call me a B, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna do this, right? Then I started hearing people say, so now I hear people out on TV now, what's up, B? Calling himself the B.
Bitch?
Yeah.
So you call your friend your bitch?
Yeah, man, what's up, you B, you? Yeah, they cuss, they address each other like
I've
that.
heard girls say that to each other. I've never heard guys say that to each other.
Yeah, that's a New Orleans thing, man. They always say that. So then it just starts spreading, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, I know in the city they play, talk, come here, that's my beat, come here, hug and kiss. But I didn't think nothing like, but then now in this day and time, when you look back on it, you be like, man, yeah, you shouldn't have did that. Yeah, you shouldn't. Yo, you know how they got on me with the picture, you know?
Yeah, right,
So,
the sitting on the lap
yeah,
thing.
so, you know, like I said back then, we didn't think, like, man, come on. Nah, these youngsters, oh, they tear you up for any little thing you do.
I remember Birdman, he did an interview with Tim Westwood out in England. And Tim asked him about that. And he goes, hey, man, I love him like my son. I kill for him, I die for him. So you got kids? Tim said, nah. I said, well, you don't understand then. You know what I mean? That's how I look at him. But I also never kissed my dad in the lips. You know what I'm saying? I never kissed my mom in the lips either.
Well, right now, would you kiss Boosie on the lips?
No.
That's your partner, man.
I would not kiss nobody on the lips except for my lady. That's the only person in the world. Not kids, not cousins, not my little homies. No, I don't kiss anyone on the lips except for my lady. You know what I'm saying? Even kids, like
a certain age, like
just period. No. But that's just me. I know Kobe would kiss his daughters on the lips on TV. I thought it was a little weird, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't think Kobe was doing anything improper, you know, behind closed doors. But yeah, man, I think Turk described it as kind of like a mafia thing.
Now, I was gonna go with that, but I said, nah, because they're gonna tear me up in the comment. You know, the mafia kiss each other on the jaw. Pop, pop.
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to see if I ever saw a mob go here, and grab the jaws together.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, I saw Mike Tyson one time when he wanted to fight, he kissed somebody on the lip.
But that was like a disrespect thing.
Huh, Mike?
I think he was trying to disrespect the dude.
Oh, well, I know I saw it in the ring. I was like, he hung and kissed. I said, whoa, what anybody said about that? Anybody tell Mike nothing? You know, but yeah, I saw Mike do it. And I think I seen somebody else do that too, but you know, they're not in that same realm of entertainment. Like, this boxing, this rap. So, you know, it's different. So the younger crowd, they see this, so they attacking this. And what year that happened with Wayne and Baby? That was like in the early 2000s, man. That's got to be over 15 years. That's a legendary. People still talking about that.
Well, it originally happened in 2002 on Rap City.
Wow.
And then the photo was in 2006. So 20-something years ago.
And we still talking about that.
Still talking about
Boy,
it.
they made it, huh?
I mean, it was a little shocking. I gotta
still
say.
is,
I gotta say. It was a little shocking.
But let me ask you this. Do you think Baby and Wayne would do that again?
No. I don't think so.
I think they would. Let me tell you why I think they would. Because they would have a point to prove. I don't think Wayne would do it because of, you know, how they've been distanced. But I believe they'll do that again. If they was to get back hot, get on and somebody come give them a big bag of money, be so happy, boy, come here, give me another one. Nah, we stop playing with the people before they be.
Shout out to Birdman. We've been talking about doing an interview for like 2 years now. Maybe it'll happen one day, maybe it won't. I mean, you know, whenever I hit him, he hits me back though. Like, you know, I got his number.
Yeah.
We talk. Yeah, it just hasn't happened. He was trying to set something up with me and BG to do an interview, and we were talking about some money, but like we couldn't quite get to the same amount. And then BG went and did an interview with some smaller platform, and I hit up Baby, and I was like, this isn't a good look for him. You see what I'm saying? By him doing this takes away from the impact of the first interview.
You know what's crazy? I was just about to touch on that. I'm like, he passed up a big platform and money and might have went done that for free.
Probably, yeah.
See, I'm out of that circle, so I can't really coach these guys. Bro, don't do this. Bro, look at the dynamics of it. You know, BG don't really know about social media either. He learning now. He learning how this stuff going, you know. But, man, people fumbling on that bag. And so are you still interested in interviewing BG?
Sure. Yeah.
Man,
You guys still talk?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get him on the line. Let's see what's happening. Well, I might reach out to somebody who know him, who kick it with him, put y'all together. I'm surprised Bird, but you know, Bird would be so busy. I'm gonna do this. He said he was good. You be talking to Bird or BG?
I've been talking to Birdman. I also talked to BG's manager.
Tracy?
I think so, yeah. And you know, we threw around some numbers, and you know, I was told the numbers weren't big enough, and I'm like, you know, I mean, it has to make business sense at the end of the day. I can't just throw some huge bag just to say I did it and then ends up losing money. I got to run a business. I got 12 employees. You see what I'm saying? I got overhead.
A lot of people you work with.
I got a lot of people I got to support, man. So it has to make sense. But you know what's actually interesting is today's October 24th. So in 9 days, you know, this will probably be out by then. There's the Hot Boys reunion at Louisiana Fest. Am I saying it right? Louisiana Fest?
Yeah, Louisiana Fest.
Louisiana Fest. So this is supposed to be the actual Hot Boys reunion. With everyone. With Wayne, Manny Fresh, Turk, BG, Lil Wayne, Birdman.
Yeah.
Like, Juvie.
But guess what else they doing?
What's that?
After the concert, after the get-together, the reunion, Birdman and BG having an after party. Manny Fresh and Juvie and Turk having an after party. The same night.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's strength in numbers, so if they'd have came together in one club, it'd have been a lot better, but now you got these guys separate, so it's showing now a division again.
Well, I mean, Turk has always kind of been on, you know, out of the good graces of Birdman for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, you talked, last time we talked about the whole thing of, you know, Turk recording my phone call, and you said if I, you know, would I forgive him? And I said, well, if he apologized publicly, I would forgive him. He hasn't done it, so we are where we are.
But once he publicly apologized, so you gonna go back to interviewing him again?
Yeah, I would do that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd do another interview with him, and we could talk about it on camera. Listen, if you ever had a chance, on Netflix, there's a documentary called Mr. McMahon. It's about Vince McMahon, you know, the owner of WWE. You familiar with him? Did you watch the documentary?
No, I know about it, but I'm familiar with him.
The one thing I learned from watching this, you gotta understand, this guy runs $1 billion company, right? WWE. And he would have lots of wrestlers go through his system. You know, he's been running this for what, 30, 40 years, something like that. So certain wrestlers, they would get fired or they would quit. They'd go and talk all this shit about McMahon, call him all types of nasty names. They would sue him and win. A lot of the people that did that, years later, he'd bring him back on, pay him, and he would even include the lawsuit into the storyline of the whole wrestling match. Because for him, it's just business. Okay, you talk shit and you sued me. All right, who cares? Is there money to be made here? If there's money to be made, I don't care what you said about me. I don't care that you sued me and got a few dollars. I'm gonna make some more money off you, and I'm gonna put some money in your pocket, and we could be cool again. Or we could not be cool again. So what? It's just business. I learned a lot from watching that. In fact, there was some guy, one of my regular guests who you haven't seen on my show in like, man, probably close to 10 years. Me and him got on the phone and we worked it out, and he's gonna be back on VladTV soon. We just couldn't do it last time that we were planning it because he had a bunch of stuff going on. But you know, you got to learn and evolve, man. It's not always about your feelings. We're here to make money. We don't have to be best friends. We don't have to hang out afterwards.
Facts. Pay me. I did my job. Got to go.
There you go.
I know one thing. with this reunion, then they're gonna do a 10-city Hot Boy tour. So
Wait, that's actually happening?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Man, they're gonna do the tour. All that's about to go down. So, you know, they're gonna be feeling like arrogant and cocky too, because you know, when you start getting that money, people putting money, you travel, now you're gonna feel like, nah, I need this, I want this. So, I don't know, man.
Are you gonna show up to any of those shows?
No.
Why not?
Because I feel like, yeah, I was behind that. I protect them in the streets. I made sure they were good. Not just me, the other hot boys too. I can't go from being muscle, being a brain, being, you know, somebody that y'all depend on, leaned on, to coming to being a fan. Like that's what it make me like. How I look like, hey, I take Durk, BG, what? Man, I'm the one they rap about. Think about it.
But you're not just a fan. You are.
But it's gonna make me feel like
you're
that.
part of the story.
Yeah, but I'm not up there with them.
But you were never really up there with them as an artist anyways.
True, but I was there with the story. But every time BG performed, I would go on the stage because the people knew who Gangsta was. When he performed, gotta holler at Gangsta, Hot Boy, Hard to Kill, I'm on that stage.
So,
man.
so you're saying if after you leave this interview, BG calls you and said, listen, Louisiana Fest in a week and a half, I want you to come and I'm gonna bring you on stage during that song. You would say no?
No, I'm gone. But what I'm saying is they don't invite me.
Oh, okay. So since you haven't gotten that phone call,
Right.
you're not just gonna show up and be in the crowd.
Right, that's what I'm saying. No, man, come on, man.
Like how Safari showed up to Nicki Minaj show and in the crowd, everyone was
Vlad, I lose my ghetto license, Vlad. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing that?
No, man. I can't do that. No. I just can't. No.
Listen, BG, Birdman, these are two people that I talked to. Turk, call up Gangster. Call up Gangster, send him some VIP, VIP passes, bring him on stage.
Yeah.
Let's do it right. Let's have a real reunion. There's no other Hot Boys out right now. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else passed away. You're the last real Hot Boy. Do it right.
Yeah,
man.
Put
the final bow on this Hot Boys reunion.
That'd be big, but they not, because Bird care about what the other people gonna say. He care about what other people his image. He care about what people gonna say about him. So they not gonna put their pride to the side. And I understand. I'm not tripping, but you can't erase history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually said the Slim is a lot richer than Birdman.
Yes, I totally believe that 1,000%. Of course. Yes. Think about it. Look at how Bird moved. Look at all the fancy color stuff. You see Bird, all how they say the drip, all that stuff, and then look at Slim. So,
nothing, yeah.
Yeah, you see they 50-50. Bird over letting people know he the brain behind this, Slim the brain behind this. But Slim gonna have his little driver, he gonna have his regular clothes on, maybe a little chain, but he not doing what Bird doing, so you say he's saving his money.
Yeah, if he saves his money and invested it, then yeah, over time, he'll have a lot more money.
Well, you know, into the sports agency too, he got people that's under his agency where he be getting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, Slim doing all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, I've always admired Slim. I've never met him. Never talked to him. And I think that's by design because he doesn't really do interviews like that. But the fact that him and Baby are still partners to this day means that he's bringing something important to the table. Because think about it, brother or not, if you're just there and you're not really doing nothing, at one point it'd be like, all right, you made your money, I'm gonna go off, start a new company, and I'll just be the only CEO, and whatever you made in the past is your money, but I gotta move on and do what I gotta do. But the fact that he's still around?
No, I think it would be big if VladTV was down there for that reunion.
I don't need an invite. I can't just show up.
So you see where I'm at then.
Well, but here's the thing. But I could call Birdman and ask him.
And he gonna tell you come down, guaranteed.
Yeah, he's gonna say come down. Yeah,
that would be big.
I might do that.
That would be big.
You put a bug in my ear.
Man, for real, for you to cover that.
Yeah.
Man, think about it. Weezy played this perfect because everybody thought Weezy didn't want to be up through the Essence Fest.
Yeah.
Weezy already knew I got my own thing coming. I need to sell tickets. Yeah. So because if the Hot Boys came together doing the Essence Festival, anybody gonna want to see y'all again at the Louisiana Fest? Like a few people might still come back, but we already saw you a few months ago.
Yeah.
So for them to play that like that, that was beautiful play.
As we're speaking, This suddenly is breaking news. Do you know about the whole situation with Quando Rondo? He was in LA in the car with his best friend, Lil Pop.
Got killed.
Lil Pop got killed. 5 people in Chicago that are linked to OTF, Lil Durk's crew, have been hit with federal charges saying they were contracted to kill Quando Rondo over his role in King Von's death. They actually have pictures of him. So, and they're saying that they have plane tickets and car rentals and everything else like that linked to OTF credit cards and the such. Not to say Lil Durk has anything to do with it, but these people who are connected to the crew that he represents, that he runs, are now arrested by the feds over that murder. But they're saying that the target was Quando Rondo.
Man.
It's a murder for hire plot, essentially.
But how you pay for these plane tickets in your name?
Yeah, Kavon, London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston. The charges include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. The flights and rental cars were paid for with credit cards linked to OTF, according to prosecutors. The indictment alleged that after King Von's slaying, an unnamed co-conspirator who was allegedly part of OTF offered money and lucrative music opportunities to anyone who would kill Quando Rondo. Bowen, his sister, and his cousin, Savay Robinson, 24, were riding in Bowman's black Cadillac Escalade near a gas station in West Hollywood in 2022 when gunmen opened fire. And according to the charges, Bowman and his sister were uninjured, but Robinson was struck multiple times and killed.
But this was...
Bowman, I believe, was Quando.
This is what I'm trying to put together. How did they know exactly where were they?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was like it's pretty much like picking a needle out of a haystack, unless it had to be an inside job to say that they're gonna be here around this time here.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna catch them around here.
Yeah, the fact they got him in an Escalade,
Yes.
driving around. Listen, if I had to find someone in LA, I wouldn't be able to do it.
That's what I'm looking at.
It's too big. There's millions of people here.
It's too big.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it unless I knew exactly where they're going to be, at what studio or what store at a certain time. Even at a mall, trying to find someone in a mall would have been almost impossible.
Unless they would promote, oh, we're gonna be at such and such studio next, or they went live or something, and they was like, oh, go hurry up out there. But for them to fly them out to be the gunman, it's back to what I was saying, man. They see all the goofy stuff that all these other people do, and they still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Man, now you got, what's 4 of them?
5.
5 of them now to threw their life away.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 of them.
I wonder if they got paid.
Well, I mean, they didn't kill Quando Rondo. They killed his best friend.
You know, that don't count.
That don't count.
So when I know this though, if it's $100 grand on Quando Rondo and you miss him, you usually still get about at least 20 for the friend.
That's no money, period.
Nah.
Now to be 5 years. I mean, you're talking about Chicago, you'll probably get life in prison, just like the O Block 6. Because someone died. It wasn't just a shooting that, whatever, the car got shot up and people walked away. Someone's dead. It's going to be like the FBG Duck situation, which everyone gets found guilty and they're facing life in prison. Stupid. Listen, I flew down to Savannah, Georgia to interview Quando, man. I like Quando. Cool ass dude. Always liked him. That situation wasn't his fault. He didn't even have beef with King Von. King Von just ran up on him and started punching him.
Yeah, I saw a video.
Yeah, and Lil Tim pulled out a gun and killed him, and Georgia has stand your ground. They were able to prove that, hey, I wasn't trying to kill this dude. I was standing my ground, protecting my friend who was getting attacked.
I saw that too. I was like, man, young souls jumped out there. And I was like, King Von just reminded me how when I was young, like where we see each other, we gonna fight. And like I told you, that's how I got stabbed.
Yeah.
Swinging on the diesel, I got hit in the chest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, wow, that's crazy, man. But just to see, I don't know, man. And now you gotta say, because you know the internet gonna go crazy with, oh, this one is sent to here, this is
it's gonna get blamed on Lil Durk.
Yes.
Because Lil Durk is the head of OTF. Only the family.
Yeah,
This is what
everybody.
I'm saying, man. A lot of times you just surround yourself with just dudes that are just like, you don't want these type of people around you, period. Period. You know,
Right.
because let's just say Lil Durk didn't know about this at all. These dudes are probably going to start cooperating against Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? To try to save themselves.
Yeah.
And Durk may have not even known about this.
Or especially if they didn't get paid, because you said it was for him, and they didn't get that.
Man, regardless, this was 2 years ago. So whatever they got paid has been spent up. Okay? So
You right about that now. And you know they ain't gonna invest. They young, wild.
yeah.
How they say you gonna put that stuff on? They won't put them.
Stupid,
Say,
man.
Vlad, bro, they could have prepared me for the stuff that go on out here, man. I'm just so happy I can witness this stuff, but man, there's some crazy stuff out here, man. I wonder how them people was able to track them down. Somebody had got caught up somewhere and dropped a dime on them.
Probably.
And
Someone
gave
needed
them
a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, cause
That's all it
boy,
was.
They done made that thing so sweet, boy. You hit a night, could be gone tomorrow.
Yep.
Bowling. Yeah.
Well, the biggest story that's happened in the world still is Diddy. He is facing life in prison. He's been denied bail 3 times. Partially over witness tampering. You know about this part of the story?
No.
So what happened was one of the members from Danity Kane, Dawn Richard, she sued Diddy, claiming that, you know, he sexually abused her or whatever else. In the lawsuit, she mentioned her group mate, Kalina Harper, a bunch of 30-something times in the lawsuit. After that lawsuit dropped, Diddy called Kalina 128 times. And then Kalina put up a statement that's saying, I've never seen any of the things that they're saying, you know, that Dawn said that I saw in this lawsuit. I've never seen Diddy do anything wrong. So the fact that you called this potential witness in your case 128 times, you know, means that, especially to the feds, that you're trying to influence witnesses in your case, and they feel that you're a danger to be out. So therefore, he is right now, you know, you're probably thinking, what are you going to eat afterwards? What restaurant are you going to go to? He's sitting there in a Fed holding facility eating bologna sandwiches. And I've said this multiple times. I'm not totally sure what he did that's going to give him life in prison. Okay, so he flew in prostitutes to have orgies. That's like a slap on the wrist, I feel, at the end of the day. If everyone was with it, see what I'm saying? If those girls are getting paid and are willingly doing it, no one put a gun to their head, no one threatened them, no one put them in a motel room and made them turn tricks for 3 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see, I get that. Okay, you know, that's human trafficking. I get it. But I'm saying, you think that, you know, listen, I know porn chicks that have messed with Lil Wayne, you know, that he's paid. Like, I mean, like, this is going on
Majority
all
of
the
people pay
time.
for
It's
cap.
not that big of a deal at the end of the day. You know, sex work is sex work. You know, some people may be against it, some people are for it, but it's not something that'll give you life in prison. None of the girls are underage. Now, the drugs part. Diddy was taking drugs himself. That's established. You know, he was going to rehab because of it. You got drugs on the table. You want to take it? Cool. You don't want to take it? Cool. I don't think he's like putting anyone's head into a bowl of cocaine and forcing him to sniff it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'm still trying to figure out what exactly he's being charged with, because he's charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping. Racketeering is a little crazy because he's the only one being charged. That's RICO, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're being charged the RICO, but you're the only one in the RICO. So who else is part of this RICO?
That's a good question. But now you gotta keep in mind this. They be having unindicted co-conspirators too. And then you have people that the federal government already slid up on, got their little statements and be like, okay, y'all, when we need y'all, y'all come on up in there. So,
Yeah, I think Cassie's a co-conspirator. Because Cassie, I heard, was the one that was getting the male prostitutes and stuff like that.
well, see,
So, but I'm sure they're like, hey, listen, get on the stand and say that you did all this stuff and we're not going to charge you.
Yeah,
because we really want Diddy.
She gonna get immunity. She already got that already.
She already probably got it.
Yeah, she got that already. So I am just anxious to see what all gonna come out. I don't see Diddy getting a life sentence, but I see a lot of more people getting arrested.
How much time do you think Diddy will get? Knowing what you know about the
20.
feds. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. And in the feds, you got to do what, 85%?
Yeah. He gonna do about, all 20, he do about 18 years. But here's the thing.
Damn.
That's just if he cop out. But now, he may say, you know what? I'm gonna give y'all this, and this to cut that 20.
Oh, I think he's going to snitch.
Yeah.
I think Diddy's snitching right now. I think, this is what I picture in my head. I picture that Diddy's in a cell, and he's got this roll of toilet paper, and he's writing names on everyone he's snitching on that toilet paper, and that toilet paper is down to the cardboard. He's used that whole roll with names that he's telling on. That's what I picture. Because Diddy does not want to be there. You know how some people, like I remember I interviewed Quando Rondo recently. You know, he was talking about his whole arrest and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, you know, they didn't give him bail. He said, all right. You know, he had done jail time before, you know, a lot of jail time as a kid and everything. He goes, okay. So he basically is like, okay, I'm going to, you know, ease into jail living right now. Okay, I'm going to go get my food here. I'm going to make my little concoctions here. I'm going to put a kite here. Like he's like, okay, I know what this is like. You know, I'm going to accept that I'm going to be in this jail cell for at least a few years. Diddy's never gone through this before. He doesn't know what he's in for. I mean, I don't either. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to that.
And you got to look at this too. Quando Rondo, guy from the hood, Crip, right?
Yeah.
So
rolling 60s.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Then you got Puffy, somebody who used to living in a big house and used to partying, already separated himself. Well, Quando Rondo still was connected to the hood and still connected to the club. You know, the hood stuff. So Puffy used to used to the toilet, washing his butt and go, you know, magic carpets flying around the house. But now you in this small box, like the cell, man. I'm like, cause I can visualize this stuff. I'm like, man, Puffy jacked that rat. Like it's all came tumbling down on him. So man, sometimes you be like, man, I know but now I know he got a routine by now. I believe he got a routine.
I mean, by now, yeah.
You know, he know the case man. So Miss Jackson coming through with that fat buck. She gonna come through around 3 o'clock. Then I know later on Miss Ann, she gonna come through about 5. You know, on the weekend. So he got his routine down here where he gonna be on that window, watching the window come by.
I mean, are you surprised he didn't get a bail?
No, feds always do that.
That's the thing.
Yeah, because he was too rich. First they thought he gonna flee. So they had to come up with something. Oh, he tampered this with Yana. Because they know, man, this man got money. He might be wherever allegedly Russell Simmons went.
Bali.
He gonna be over there with him.
If I was Diddy, as soon as my house gets raided, I would have bought a round-trip ticket to Russia. And I would have gotten to Russia and threw away the return flight and just sat back and see what happened. And whatever. 2 months later, he's now indicted. Guess I'm staying in Russia.
There you go. For real.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Well, y'all want to invade Russia, start a nuclear war? I don't think so.
Got it all. Not behind me.
Because this is what happens. Steven Seagal, the actor, was facing a bunch of rape charges. He's been living in Russia ever since.
Yeah?
Yeah. Edward Snowden, he's the one that leaked all these like really serious government documents. Once again, went to Russia. Because Putin likes, you know, people that America, you know, is trying to get. The fact that he's got those people living in his country and America can't touch them, he gets off on that. You know, plus someone like a Diddy, with the amount of money he has, he could donate $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Start a whole record label in Russia. Like, you know, he could have him working out there.
Diddy fumbled that ball. I thought he had left. I was like, man, I know he gone. But in his mind, he might have thought, man, it's his lawsuit. The feds ain't really got nothing on me. Because ain't no way he just stuck around. I think when that tape with what her name?
Cassie?
Cassie came out, that when he pulled a flea.
Yeah.
But he might have thought, well, they ain't showing me. Because, you know, like, to this day, you got a lot of people that be around people that they get advice from that just as slow as them. No, I'm saying, you know, you got people that they be trying to put people around them and you leading them the wrong, oh, you all right, man, because of the law, you gonna do this.
Man,
they
listen,
don't get it.
I am not sitting around waiting to go to prison. No, y'all gonna have to come get me. If I got, even with the money I got right now, like I said, one-way ticket to Russia, I mean, I would buy a round-trip ticket to not set off any alarms, but I would get a round-trip ticket. Oh, yeah, no, I'm just planning on taking a vacation. Check out Moscow, one of my favorite restaurants out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, there's some artists out there I want to work with, produce. And then boom, now I'm in Russia. Now y'all can't get me. You know, I mean, listen, Russell, to me, was the smartest dude. He sold all his shit. He had $100 million paintings and stuff like that. Sold his, you know, West Hollywood house. Sold his condo in New York and Tribeca. Got all his money together, went out to Bali, built a hotel there with his own money. So not only is there no extradition, but now he has a major business in the country, so the country has more of a reason to protect him. You know what I'm saying? To be like, no, we need him over here. We can't extradite him. No.
Man, Russell was a smart man.
Well, listen, he said, listen, I'm in my 60s. Y'all ain't putting me in a cell for 20 years.
Yeah, man, no.
Over a documentary that's coming out. Fuck that.
I wonder if he reached out to Diddy and told Diddy, man, come on here. I wonder if he told Diddy, come on, man.
I mean, I talk to Russell all the time. I should ask him that.
Yeah, did he ever give Diddy, hey, boy, come on, hang out with me, man. He's loving it over there, too.
And look, man, it really, like, because I'd heard the rumors, but at this point, I'm fairly convinced that Diddy is just bisexual. Because this dude, Terrance, he's a journalist who I just interviewed. Me and him have been cool for a long time. He did an interview on a different platform where he said that he called up Diddy and said, hey, my male cousin wants to do an internship. Can you find him something? He's like, yeah, I'll give him an internship at Bad Boy. He went to Bad Boy. He said a while later he quit. And then years later he told him, he said after a little while there, Diddy said that he wanted him to spend the night with him. And he said, nah, I'm good. And he just walked away.
Diddy's be letting him know, man, what's up?
There's a lawsuit right now where there's this guy claimed he was working for Echo Clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Diddy was starting Sean John at the time. They ran into each other allegedly in the storage area of a Macy's in Manhattan. And he claimed that Diddy was with 3 bodyguards and he basically face fucked him in the back of the storage room.
So he's saying Diddy just made him give him oral.
Yes.
He ain't try to fight him or nothing.
I mean, there was 3 big bodyguards. I guess there was guns.
Yeah, but I mean, he got to hold you in Macy's. So they're going to hear that noise.
I mean, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. It sounds a little crazy.
Yeah, he wanted to do that.
You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to eat that stuff.
He wanted to eat it?
Yeah, he wanted to.
He probably offered, hey, man.
Take that. He wanted to do it,
I need
man.
a job. I'll suck your dick.
Yeah, Diddy about to get
Menace to Society style. Like.
I'm going to bring you shopping. Man, in Macy's, come on.
Yeah.
He capping, man.
Let me take care of you real quick. Take me back out to Macy's, buy me some outfits.
But some of you say, I got to get on Ali, because you said Ali used to be protected Diddy or doing so Ali was at the Diddy parties then.
I don't know if he was at the Diddy parties, but he was bringing drugs to Diddy. So
if he was bringing drugs, he dipped in there. Yeah, I got to get on Ali about this. I got to find out now.
When Diddy would come to Miami, you made sure he was good.
Yeah, I fucked with Wolf. God bless his dead heavy. You know what I'm saying? He man ain't no bodyguard. He was his main man. Uncle Paulie. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Uncle Paulie. He ain't much yelling on Diddy, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, D-Mac out of Mansfield Crips. We like, you know, but we like tight. We get through. I'm trying to chill with him. Justin's on Mondays is amazing. The white parties, oh my gosh. The Hamptons, them bitches is incredible. You know, we got Eric Von Zip. You know what I'm saying? Funny dudes, you know what I'm saying? So we coolin'. Von Zip is, boy, Puff. Boy, you running red lights faster than JFK. You know what I'm saying? He the dude. He that big.
Well, around this time, you'd actually bring drugs, recreational drugs to Puff.
Yeah, he was always cool. And him, Kid Rock, Naomi, Andre Harrell, they all coolin'. You know, I don't know about what's going on right now. I know we used to say shiny suit, so I don't know what's happening, for real, for real. We used to always say, man, shiny suit, but that was his issue. I thought it was a hate crime. I'm cool.
Yeah, man. You bringing drugs, you know what, because Ali would mess with Foxy Brown, too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got a little nickname for her and everything.
I forgot to mention that part.
Yeah,
That didn't come up in the
man.
notes. Do you think Diddy will get extorted in the feds?
No, because of this. When I first went to the feds, yes. Now, no, because you got, I'm gonna just say Butler 1, Butler 2. One of them is a dropout yard. Where they got a sex, remember they had Bernie Madoff?
Mm-hmm.
It was a sex offender yard. Dropout gang members. Mariana, Florida. Tucson, that's the penitentiary. Terre Haute, that's the penitentiary. These are dropout yards. Whereas everybody who have sex cases, who snitched, who dropped out the gang, they walk those yards. So they're gonna put Diddy on a yard, a soft yard, where people of his caliber, people who have crime just like him, gonna be, so he's not gonna be extorted.
But even in those areas, you still got people they're gonna try to test you potentially.
Of course, but the thing about it is it's different. Like if you was on one of them yards where them hitters coming with them knife and they're kissing themselves and butcher him, or they're giving themselves, or call you people right now, send that money now. There is so soft where you might have somebody who's a little tough, they just got a sex case, but they still tough, and they're trying to put the salt press on him. But they hoping that he don't go drop it down to the staff and get them shipped out of there. But he not gonna have a bad bid. If he get a time, we ain't hear nothing about R. Kelly yet.
This is true.
Because they got these new yards designed for sex offenders now. So yeah, so they gonna be all right. The low, the mediums. Like I said, they even got penitentiaries now for sex offenders.
I remember I interviewed 1090 Jake. He said something interesting. He said, if Diddy doesn't grab a knife, he could get stabbed as a sex offender in prison. But you're saying that if he's in a yard with all the other sex offenders, no one's really tripping off him being a sex offender.
No. Like if you look on the BOP web, you're gonna see, it's gonna tell you it's a sex. It's gonna say sump yard. That's what it's gonna say, sump yard. Like I say, they got Terry Hutt Penitentiary. My co-defendant was there, and they told me, say, hey, we about to flip this yard over. Who all don't want to be here? Y'all sign on here. We're gonna ship y'all out of here. Everybody's gonna be here. Everybody be ex-gang member. This is about to walk this yard. That's the penitentiary. Terry Hutt, and I've been flipped. Tucson Penitentiary was flipped over. Coleman 2 used to house a lot of dropout game, but it fluctuate. Coleman 2 still a little dangerous. But in the medium, like I said, Mariana, Florida is a soft dropout medium. Coleman, got Coleman medium, got some little, it's kind of little all right, but definitely Butler. When you look up Sump Yard, that's the sex offender project yard, so he gonna be all right.
Well, I interviewed Hector Bravo. He was a CO for like 25 years in the California penal system. I don't know if you watched the interview or not. But he talked about some of the really crazy shit that he's seen as a correctional officer. And he said that sometimes they would purposely mix PC inmates with Gen Pop. And he would call it gladiator wars, where they would purposely put people that shouldn't be with each other because they would just kind of thin out, the population that way.
Was he in the state or the Fed?
I believe it was state.
There you have it, because you got to keep in mind, the Feds, it's so many losses, so much stuff, they so strict, and you got guys with forever and a day will body you on that yard. You got guys that be looking for murders, looking for bodies under their belt to say they murdered somebody. So the Feds not gonna do that. That's why they ban us having PSIs in the Fed.
What does PSI stand for?
Pre-sentence investigation report, where the PSI, like a probation officer, go do your whole background, who your family is, or from your juvenile to your state records, all your arrests, if you cooperated with the gun, everything about your case is in the PSI. And I think, was it Eric Holder? I think it was
who killed Nipsey?
Huh?
Eric Holder who killed Nipsey?
No. Was it when he was the one who was Attorney General?
Oh yeah. His name is Eric Holder too. Also,
Right.
yeah.
He I think he the one that banned us from having our PSI, because we used to have our PSIs with us, and that's what guys want to see when you come in the federal system. But I can guarantee you, when Puff Daddy gets sentenced, if he gets sentenced, when the yard he gonna go to, and there's another yard up there in New York, Otisville. Dropout, sex offender, dropout ex-gang member, who cooperated. They got yards for people like Puffy. Puffy, trust me, Puffy gonna have him. He gonna have a record label on that yard.
Well, an ex-gang member is still a gang member, in terms of their mentality.
No, because they be having hits out on them already, and they what you call a plate or the green light on them. So what happens is, whenever you walk on a yard that have other ex-gang members, sex offender and all that, you're already in violation. So once you accept that yard, you're in violation. So a lot of them be like, man, I'm trying to go home. I ain't mess with them. Because you got to keep in mind, like, you got people that go to jail, be having 90 days left, catch a stab, and then they got a life sentence, 20, 30 years. So you got some guys be like, man, I ain't trying to live like this no more. I'm about to go to this yard.
Got it.
And they know they got to be on their best behavior.
Justin Johnson, a.k.a. Straight Drop, got sentenced to life in prison for the murder of young Dolph. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and a felon in possession of a firearm. In Memphis, life in prison is a minimum of 51 years. So he's like, let's say 30 now. If he actually makes it, he gonna get out as a very old man.
80-something years old.
Yeah. What do you think about this whole situation? Because it's a train wreck on a lot of different levels.
I had actually got the paperwork, some of the discovery from Govan, what the hits they had out on Dolph.
Yeah, Hernandez Govan. Me and him spoke. We were actually supposed to do an interview.
Oh, okay.
Because, we had a conversation where he basically said he's just going to accept probation, time served, but I don't think that's what happened.
I think they pushed his court date back to November 15th.
Well, he's not answering his phone anymore, so
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
He's ducking me too.
Well, his phone just goes to voicemail now.
Exactly. I tried to call. I said,
Yeah. We were supposed to do an interview. I was going to fly him out the next day and everything, then he's gone ghost. So I think his situation has changed based on what he thought was going to happen.
Right.
That's what I think.
Yeah, but he got all the discovery, got all the paperwork on this situation. So he must have when Straight Drop try to give up murder. Straight Drop try to cooperate at first.
Right.
So I understand Govan's situation. Actually, I talked with him on the phone about some of that stuff, and what I found strange was the state had this information about all these hits, allegedly hits. So now, when they said that somebody from the CMG camp paid for the lawyer, oh God, he going to jail. So I was like, well, the people been had this information. Straight Drop sister brought that money to the lawyer and said this come from there. So they don't have concrete proof that Gotti or somebody gave her that money to bring to the lawyer. She told the lawyer this where it come from, and he told the people this where it's come from.
I mean, the whole situation is a train wreck on every level, because after young Dolph gets killed, Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, gets killed in front of his mother. And once the trial started coming out, you find out, allegedly, that Big Juke had hits on all the PRE dudes. Had 100,000 on Dolph, 50,000 on Key Glock, 50,000 on PRE Woo, 20,000 on Snoop Bands, 5,000 from Moochie Great. And from what they're saying is that Straight Drop only got $800.
I'd have been mad. You got 5 on my head. You got all this money there. Yo.
Well, you talked about how in New Orleans, when it came to getting paid for hits, everyone you've ever heard of has always been paid 100%. You've never heard. I mean, imagine killing young Dolph and you get enough money to go buy a PlayStation.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you get $800.
That's why they might have felt like he was a little sucker or something. Like, man, go ahead and let you. you know, this is going back to what I say, these little dudes just do anything, want to be down. Like how I say Zoe come there and these little Haitian boys don't know, but they know, oh, that's Zoe, what if from the Zoe pound, and now they run into his beck and call, you know? So then you had one of those situations, this young boy, that he better get this money, here you go, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna get you later. Man, and they go to show you they didn't care because first thing a person be like, man, oh, I'm gonna go tell the people. You can't go tell the people because you one did the shoot. Gonna get yourself in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I know he made me sit back like, man, I took this man's life, this thought, his life for $800.
Even if he threw his life away for $100,000, that's idiotic.
Yeah.
How long will $100,000 last you? Seriously. Seriously.
Man, you know, it's crazy you said that. I'm gonna spend that in one day for real on the stuff I want. Yo.
Right.
No later than 3 days, I'm gonna be like, man, what I do that for? I need to bring this back. I need to try to get
100,000.
You know, that's.
And look, I've interviewed people, I've searched, I've done tweets about it, trying to figure out what exactly is the reason behind the beef between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph. I heard it was over Gotti wanted to sign Dolph, but he didn't want to sign. I'd heard it was maybe over a girl. I'd heard it was like some street shit where, you know, both sides kind of had people that sort of had some shit, you know, some friction between them. All that shit sounds minuscule and petty compared to what ultimately happened. Dolph is dead. Juke is dead. One person so far got life. Another person is, you know what I'm saying, like facing a bunch of time. You know, Hernandez, we're not quite sure, but it's like you got two people dead. One of them died in front of their mother. You know, and I know for a fact that as Juke is dying, I'm sure he's thinking, man, this shouldn't have gone this far.
And he was at a funeral.
He was leaving a funeral.
Right.
And then he gets killed.
Man.
See what I'm saying? Your own brother, Juke's brother, is a multi-millionaire rapper with multiple artists. Like, yo, I heard Glorilla charges $250,000 for a show. You got an artist brother who's successful. You don't have to be out here putting hits on people and involved in shootings and anything else like that. You're gonna fuck your brother up this way. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, if you get a DA or if you get the feds, let's say the feds get involved, they see all this bullshit and say, Yo Gotti, yep, he's next. We're gonna take him down. We're gonna hit him with a RICO. Oh, his brother? Okay, yeah, we're gonna tie it into all this. We're gonna give some people some get out of jail free cards. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a bunch of people already in prison. They're gonna testify for us.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna get some of Dolph's people that hate this dude. They're gonna tell us whatever we want. Now we're gonna hit Yo Gotti with a RICO. Now I'm not saying I want this to happen, but I'm saying this could happen because you got your crazy ass brother out here putting hits out on people. Fucking making a menu of fucking hits. You see what I'm saying?
This work, this work.
Yeah, that's insane. That's fucking insane. This ain't the 80s anymore.
I get a lot of my information from 09 Paperwork TV. He been covering that case for 3 years now. From top to bottom, that's his case. That's his case. I'm talking about he own that's all he talk about on the paper. I go right to him and get all that. But yeah, you're right, man. And you know, and the reason why I pay a lot of attention to that, because I was once a part of that stupidity. I once did that. Take a person's life, you know, and you be like, now that I'm old, I'm like, man, took the man's life for that little money. And you don't got the money no more. You ain't got nothing to show for it.
Right.
Took this man's life, you know. Then I'm just happy that I wound up getting life for 2 murders. I was never charged and indicted for it, but just the fact that you took these people's life, now you're doing time, now you're in jail. Man, when Katrina hit, I cried like a baby. I'm like, man, I'm in jail. We do the crime, we don't want to do that time.
Right.
Man, like I tell people, trouble easy to get into, but hard to get out. Man, it's hard to get out, Vlad. And them dudes got themselves caught up in some stuff. Oh, man. And then you still got the Thug trial going on.
Well, that was going to be my next topic. The Young Thug trial is still going. What do you think of YSL Woody?
I love him. You know I'm going to love him. I love it. I had a chance to talk to him.
Oh, you talked to him?
Yeah, I talked to him on one. His manager called me one day.
He has a manager.
Yes, yes. His manager called me one day.
Yo, snitches got managers now. Yo.
His manager called me one day and was like, she said, yo, I need you to talk to Woody. I was like, all right, what's up? She said, you know, he could relate to you. Like, what? I was like, oh. So, you know, he a murder, you a murder. I was like, all right. So it was during recess. Actually, he was at court. You know, they give him the break. Talked for like about 30 minutes.
About what?
He was just saying like he trying to stay focused and they trying to pull him back to the streets. You know, by him, like he got to go back and relive what's going on or what happened. I mean, you know. So he was like, man, I don't know, but I'm gonna try to stay focused. People just trying to tempt me. Then I was like, man, you know, you gotta just if you saying, you know, sincere in your heart that you want to change, you know, stick to it. Don't just be saying it and don't really mean it. But so far, he been, you know, standing on what he says. He want to change. The thing is, the street's not gonna let him change. Thug fan not gonna let him change. Then after the court day, we got to see how Thug gonna respond to him.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, this whole court case is centered around Woody. Over all the times he sat in that police station and blabbed about what Young Thug did and put him up to and all the murders he was involved in and the drugs and the crimes and all that. I mean, this is really the center of their investigation. Now, I know he went on the stand and said a bunch of nonsense and whatever else. And I mean, in fact, they're saying there might be a mistrial now. I feel like that this whole court case is on the verge of a mistrial as we speak.
Okay, but let me ask you this, because I hear a lot of people say that, right? A lot of people be happy for that. The only reason why I look at it like I don't be happy for a mistrial because the government going to try you again.
It's going to start over.
It's
A mistrial doesn't mean you're let free.
Right, that's what people don't be understanding. They be like, oh, it's about to be okay, the government.
YNW Melly had a mistrial. He's still in jail right now. His court case, I think, is like 2026 or something.
Yeah, so it's like we're going to crank
They're not going to let Thug out.
Yeah, so that's why.
Mistrial or not.
So now Thug and all these people, you got to go back to the drawing board. More money, you got to get the lawyers now. So it's like you got to relive it. So it's like.
Right, you got to get the lawyers again. And this time around, I mean, usually when there's a mistrial, there's a retrial, there's usually a conviction in the retrial.
And I've seen this too sometimes when they have a retrial, a mistrial, and it's trying to go again, they'll offer you something where you're like, look, we don't want to take these taxpayer dollars, we don't want to go to trial again. Tell your client, take this.
Yeah.
So now in Thug position, like, what you think he would take? Would he take 10 years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he'll take time served, obviously, but they're not going to give him that.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because also, when they raided his house, they found Glocks with switches. That right there is a serious charge in and of itself. And they found drugs at the house.
But only thing he have good is a state case, right? It's not federal.
It's a state case.
Yeah,
but the feds could pick it up.
Now, feds could come and
think about that. If this thing gets a mistrial, the feds could say, oh,
we'll take them gun.
We'll take it this time.
So
we got the money. We're not worried about taxpayer dollars. We got a blank check.
That's a fact, man. Them federal people. That fed get your mind right, man.
Well, you know, part of the trial is Young Thug's role in Lil Wayne's tour bus shooting. So that hits close to home with you.
Yeah, man.
What's your take on that?
I don't like it. And no, this is the thing I don't like where they trying to put Birdman with that.
Well, because they're saying the shooter called Birdman afterwards, but you can't, just because someone calls you doesn't mean you have nothing to do with it.
People take that stuff and run with it. But then I was trying to see how Wayne was moving with it. Do Wayne feel like that? And I'm like, Bird still like, that's my son. I'm like, I don't see him doing that. But I don't know, I just be feeling like a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people picked on Wayne. Just play with Young, and that stuff just get to be, now I'm in a place now, you know, he moved on, he doing good. I'm out here broke, so I can't be worrying about who did something to somebody. I ain't get a dime Chinese for money from none of them. But it just sometimes just be that overprotected, just like, man, that was my little nephew, that's my people, don't play with him.
See, I think Young Thug's problem is that he just had a whole bunch of bozos around him that are repping YSL. Quite honestly.
Well, you know, we all come up from that hood area where, you know, we gonna just have a bunch of...
You gotta, man, listen, at the point that you make it, you gotta cut everyone off.
That's hard, Vlad.
I know it's hard, but unless those people are actually doing an actual job for you and being employed, when you just have them around, they're repping your name, they're out doing crazy shit, and they're gonna drag you into their bullshit. Because when it all comes down to it, look, Woody has an immunity fucking, he's the one that allegedly did the murder, and he's got immunity, and they're trying to get Young Thug, who never pulled the trigger.
Okay, I'm happy you use Woody. Let me show you something. Woody getting the most money he ever seen in his life.
Exactly.
Right now. So what I'm trying to show you is this. When we in the hood and we got flunkies and people around us, we like to keep that because that give us a sense of comfortability where I could, go do this. I could go do it. Because think about this here, how you go, we always say this, boy, you went from kingpin to safety pin now. So like.
Wait, from kingpin to safety pin?
Yeah, because now you're in jail now, you know what I'm saying? You like, probably like Young Thug was out just a minute ago, enjoying life, sliming and do this. Yeah. Now you're in jail now. Now it's like we all equal now. Because you got dudes in that jail that respect him and some that don't respect him. So now
he's in solitary state. I mean, he's in protected custody.
Oh, I thought he was I thought I saw him in a cell block.
I don't think they're letting Thug out around other people.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that. You might be right, but
I know they showed when they shook down his cell one time and it looked like it was like in an open pod. Or that might be how they live lockdown.
Thug does not have a cellie. Trust me.
Oh, no. I know he had no cell, but I'm talking about when they showed the cell, the officer going to shake his cell down, he had a lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff on his mattress and stuff. And I saw like the pods, so I was like, oh, he might be in regular population.
I don't know. I mean, he is in county jail.
Yeah.
I don't know how they lay it out, but the last thing, because think about it, YFN Lucci got stabbed in jail awaiting his trial. They don't want Young Thug murdered during the trial. I mean, because it could happen. Like it almost happened to Lucci. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, at the end of the day, man, I don't know, man, but when you surround yourself with all these dudes that are out doing stupid shit on your behalf, and I've been, listen, when I got hot, I had street guys around me that would go rough people up that I didn't like, and I realized right away that this is going to end very badly, very quickly, because I'm the one that's going to get sued. I'm the one that potentially is going to get arrested. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one that these guys will potentially turn on and tell on me, or I'm going to owe them forever. You know what I'm saying? They're going to treat me like an ATM machine. Oh, remember I did that shit and I took that charge for you?
It's ATM.
I'm going to need another 10,000. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't play these games. And even when it comes to kind of navigating the world that I'm in, like when I deal with street guys and, when I deal with people that are upset at me or pissed off or the internet beef or whatever, I have never called up any of the OGs I deal with and say, hey, man, can you call them up and handle this for me? Never, ever, ever, ever. Because I understand then I'm now owing that person something.
Yeah.
I'll just handle it myself with my own security. I'll deal with the repercussions. I've never, ever. Ask around. Like, seriously. Look at the comments. Find one. And I know the big U's and, you know what I'm saying? I know the whack 100s and all these guys that can come in and handle problems for me. I've never asked them about shit. Even when me and Whack 100 were going at it, I never try to get someone in the middle of that. I'm like, hey man, listen, me and him aren't getting along. If we run into each other, then I guess whatever happens at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the point that I bring in other people and try to, nah, man, I'm a man and I'll handle whatever problems I got on my own. Because once, like I said, you start sending the YSL Woodies to go handle your problems. You go, the dude that shot up Lil Wayne's bus, you go send him to handle your problem.
Vlad,
they get arrested.
You'll fight Whack 100?
No, I don't want to fight Whack 100. I'll lose that fight.
If he ran up on you.
He's going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a regular guest on my show.
Oh.
But we got on the phone and we squashed it. Because there was some business to be had. And we just laughed it off.
Yeah.
And I got on the phone with him. I said, listen, man, we could sit here and rehash what happened 10 years ago. But at the end of the day, did that situation affect us? Did it stop you from making millions? Did it stop me from making millions? No. Is there some money on the table right now that we can make together? Yeah. So let's make this money. He said, I agree.
The money.
And we became cool after that. And the thing is also is that, like, we didn't just squash it and then, whatever, hug it out. It's like, nah, like, we squashed it and I put some money in everyone's pockets, you know, over some shit that made me money as well, that ended up being profitable as well. So we all win. It wasn't just, we're going to talk it out, but there might be some bad feelings. No, like everyone walked away with some, you know, some racks in their pocket. And, you know, it's like, all right, this is how we do it.
That's what I love about YouTube over the rap game. It's enough money for everybody on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's enough money for everybody.
Exactly. Well, Foolio gets killed since our last interview.
Mm-hmm.
That shit fucked me up. Because me and him, I'd interviewed him.
Yeah, I saw that.
We had spoken. I told him to get the fuck out of Florida.
I saw that.
I mean, he listened to me, but he didn't take my advice, unfortunately.
Let me tell you what I told. I got a podcast partner named Crypto Jeezy. And I told him, I said, bro, somebody with them dropped a location.
Yeah. Well, it was a girl that was at his party.
But I had told him this before that came out. Because I was thinking, like, am I always, or how would I get my op, right? So I was like, hold up, it's just too much. This man 3 hours away.
Yeah.
And they walked him down, caught up with him.
Yeah, they drove all the way down.
Somebody drop a location, bro. He looking at me, and sure enough. But the crazy part about it is, this is what get me with all the criminals today. Over and over and over and over, we see where they have cameras everywhere. Everybody in their phone recording everywhere. But yet we still go do these dumb crimes. Like they got the house.
Look, if you walk in front of a Tesla, you're being recorded in 4K. A police officer or the feds could look at the crime scene and could subpoena all the Teslas that are in the parking lot. So even if that camera that's on the ceiling is not that good quality, you got some film quality cameras that are, and you know how many Teslas are out there? I got one. I got two, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be recorded. And they got everything. Like none of these guys, and I mean, there's a girl also who's pregnant right now, but these dudes, I believe, are facing the death penalty because it's Florida. And how do you get out of the death penalty? You can't say it was manslaughter.
Right.
You went and drove, you had 3 hours to think about your decision. And that whole ride over to Foolio's birthday party, anyone in that car said, nah, man, I'm not doing this. Let me out the car. Right?
Right.
You had 3 hours.
Change your mind.
To change your mind.
But you got to keep in mind, Vlad, in the midst of from here to there, them 3 hours, I don't think they mind we got him. Because they was with the trolling each other, dead friends and all that, so they might not own, man, pull over now, take the gun, I don't want to do that, I want to be here with my family. They mind, I'm about to go crush him, and we're going to celebrate on the internet that we down him. That was on their mind.
Yeah, listen, one of the suspects, their brother Spaz, was allegedly killed by one of Foolio's friends, and Foolio rapped about him. In fact, he did a video, and I remember he was like, you know, showing a picture of those three dudes, you know, at a fucking, at a graveyard at one point.
I remember that.
And all this shit. I mean, they were really trolling each other, and I understand it's hurtful, but it's not hurtful enough to go sit on death row.
Yeah, but they're being influenced by social media, Vlad. So it's like, right now with social media, once that stuff posts, now everybody looking at you saying you tough, but he just disrespect you. He killed your man, and he got the picture up. Now mom's suffering. Man, what y'all gonna do? Oh, we gotta go ride. So now and then you got somebody in the sick mindset that's on death row. They looking at it like, man, I'm a hero. I'm a hero.
Wow, you're a hero on death row. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's what they look at. You know,
okay.
It's sad, but that's what they looking at. Like, I stepped on Julio, a rapper that had a name, somebody who good for trolling. I'm the one put him down.
Yeah, but you know, Foolio also has fans in prison. So, and some of those dudes might go and stab you one day.
Yeah, they go most.
You know what I'm saying?
But I learned this too, though, in prison too. If you're not tied to a big gang, what happens is, so if you're the one who murdered this person, you got a reputation, so your reputation start following you everywhere you go. So people start jumping on your bandwagon. So you gonna go, well, eventually get you a team too. But it just never ends, man. But that was sad. And then I heard they shot his mother.
Whose mother?
Oh, Julio Foolio.
Fulio's mother got shot?
Yeah, her
When?
shit got hit up. I think she got hit about 8 times.
Damn.
Yeah, I seen her doing an interview or something talking about that.
Man, like, I told him, man, like we were supposed to do a third interview because the second one was done by someone else on my platform, but we were supposed to do a third one, and on the day, like a couple hours before he was supposed to do it, he just disappeared. And we talked a couple of days later. He apologized. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. There's just a lot of shit going on. My bad." He was very polite about it. So we talked, and I was like, "Bro, like you're more important than all these dudes you're beefing with. You're more important than them. You're more talented than them. You're richer than them. You're smarter than them. Like just get the fuck out. Go set up shop in Atlanta. Go to LA. You know what I'm saying? Go to Houston. Like go somewhere where a motherfucker has to get on a plane to come get you, because that's not gonna happen. You could drive with your guns in the car for 3 hours. You're not gonna get on a plane.
And come to Cali.
Yeah, from Florida to Cali. Think about it.
That's a long
Hey,
right.
Fulio's at the In-N-Out right now in LA. Okay, let me go get on a plane. I can't bring my gun, so then I gotta land in LA. Then I gotta tap in with someone who's gonna give me a gun. Then I gotta figure out where he is. I might be out here for weeks trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna happen. As opposed to, hey, he's right here, 3 hours away. Hop in, grab your guns, let's go.
Man, 3 hours still far too though, Vlad, to be driving going to kill somebody, man.
But that's what they did.
Cause the dude brother too, he had to go.
I mean, one of the dudes is still on the run.
Oh, okay.
One of the guys still on the run. One of the guys that got caught, I guess, had a gun to his head and didn't want to come out. Like,
But he didn't kill himself though, huh?
What's that?
He didn't shoot himself though.
No, he didn't. He fired himself in. The girl's pregnant. She's cooperating.
Well, I know that was gonna happen. When I saw that the girl was with him and she shared the location and all that stuff, I said, well, she gonna tell him all, tell everything. She gonna give it all up. But we got to fact check to make sure that his mother got shot.
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, I think it was his mother got shot.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
No, you're right. No, you're right. Fulio's mother was shot 8 times.
Yeah, man,
No,
I
you're
remember
right.
seeing it.
You're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
man. I remember seeing it.
Yeah, she did an interview about it, I guess, also.
Yeah.
Man, that's
She
too
did
bad.
it, yeah.
Yeah, Wyatt Lucci's mom got shot at.
You know who else mother got shot up in New Orleans? Rayful Edmond.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Last year sometime, I think.
That's crazy.
Some months ago, a few months ago, yeah.
Oh, recently?
Mm-hmm.
He got shot up too, not too long ago.
Yeah, and then they saw his mother and shot her up. Shot the truck up, shot the car up or something. Yeah, man, these young boys, they ain't playing. They get, any and everybody get.
Well, you talked about in your heyday, you would always bring revolvers. And I've always heard revolvers are the most
Reliable gun.
reliable guns
Yeah.
because they never jam. As old as they are, they've been around since the Old West days. Yeah, my first gun in New York was a revolver. And they told me that. They said, you could have other guns, but keep a revolver in the house. Had a little laser sight on it and everything. So that was your gun of choice?
I would have to have 2 of them, though.
Huh.
Because, it's 6 shooters.
Yeah.
So you want 2 of them, especially guys with 357s. But you actually love the revolvers. They depend, I could walk down. Because, some, I didn't know about, I had a Taurus 9 I used to love, but once it jammed on me, so I gave it to my partner. He took the top off and had a lot of that, up there where the barrel port at, it had a lot of powder on it. So it's like, man, you got to clean this here. That's why the gun the port don't slide back, because you got all this up here. He had cleaned it for me, but a revolver, I never had to worry about that. 2 revolvers.
But you talked about a situation where one of the hot boys got killed and you guys went to this one project to get revenge, and everyone's gun was jamming, I guess.
The Iberville Project. Man, we thinking them dudes who had killed my bro, me and Cup, George Hayden. He was a professional killer too. I got the dress on, the wig on.
Oh, you dressed like a woman?
Yes, but I got my gun under my arm.
Did you shave your face at all?
Everything, yeah. But I used to grow hair in my face anyway. I didn't start growing my face till I hit the Fed.
Okay, got it.
So as we walking like a couple on the sidewalk this way, and this is the building shape, just like this here. One of the guys come from out the courtyard, come around, and it's one of the ones we looking for. So we met up like from here to like where that chair right there. And we looked at each other, and when I reached, I shot, and he jumped back behind the building, and the guy with me, he shot, my gun jammed, his gun jammed. Then I heard 2 more shots because we was in the car with Killer Stone and his little brother Disco. Both of them all 3 of these people deceased right now. That's crazy. Him and his little brother in the car, we was in the green photo Cutlass. He shot. Then after that, I just heard blah, 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 blah. I said, we ran back to the car. He tried to pull over. You know I think when you put the car in drive or something, what is it when I know the doors are locked. You got to unlock the door, trying to, man, them dudes was hitting us with all kind of high power ammunition, man. But we made it up out of there. We went back there and all 4 of our guns jammed.
Well, you said a lot of times when you go and get revenge, it ends up being the wrong person.
Yeah. Because what I noticed about us in New Orleans, it was like, and it's without social media, it was like if somebody did something to you or one of your homeboys, whoever you had beef with last, or whoever you just felt like did it, that's who you went and retaliated on. You could be dead wrong. But in our mind, in psychological thinking, I revenged my buddy death or my buddy shooting.
Okay, so if you were to look at all the revenge killings that were happening in New Orleans around that time, what percentage of them, after the fact, once more information comes out, ends up being the wrong person?
I would say, I would give it 20%.
So 1 out of 5 people get killed for absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
For some shit they had nothing to do with.
Yeah, because
they may just know the person who did it.
Let me tell you something, and the reason why I'm speaking, because there was a dude I would be without the mouth. He was going to the Calio, and this other dude from around BG way spent the bin on him, and they thought it was him. And when he came back to disclose some heroin, they dogged him. And when I come back, they're like, yeah, we killed old boy. You take it long, you couldn't kill him. We got him. I'm like, why y'all hit him? In the courtyard. And I was thinking, I said, what y'all hit him for, man? He spent the, and I knew it wasn't him. No, but I couldn't put it on him. I couldn't tell him who did it. I'd have left it alone. But that dude's still living to today. But they killed one of my enemies, thinking he was the one spent on them. And matter of fact, Seabird, the homeboy, 9 Fingers, because one of his fingers got shot off.
His name was 9 Fingers.
Yeah, they still called him 9 Fingers. He was notorious too. He got a life sentence in the feds. But they thought he was the one spent the bin, and because his finger, one of his digits missing. So they killed him, and all the while, it wasn't him. He was just black like the other dude. But, this stuff is crazy out there, man. So I know how people, like they killed my best friend back there for nothing. Like, he really wasn't around us, with us, and they just felt like because we grew up together, he was a part of us. Like, you know how you come up with each other, and every time you see me, or we were together, like, so it's like, but when you get older, you start growing apart.
Yeah.
And that's how we was, like, just coming on just, so we was kind of like growing apart, but that's still my brother. So they went on and crushed him, hit him 20-some times, and he didn't know what was going on, because he was hiding out back there in the hood, so he thinking he's safe back here, and all the while, danger was lurking, because they thought he did something. Killed him, So I've seen a lot of that.
Well, you said that when you get into shootouts, you always go for leg shots.
Yeah, majority was out the main, that's how we were taught. Because, sometimes people like to go for the head, go for the body shot, and when you try to go for the head, sometimes you might miss. Or you go for a body, you hit a person's body, sometimes they still can run and get away. So if I'm going for them legs first and you fall, now I can take my time and make sure you're gone. Because when you shoot somebody, you don't want to be the target. You don't want them to be able to come back on you or come back and retaliate one of your family members. Because one thing about the city of New Orleans, all our mothers went to church. Majority of our mothers went to church. But our children went to this school because New Orleans is small.
Yeah.
So you're going to run into somebody, one of the family members, or somebody you're going to run into. So when you win at somebody, you want to make sure you got that person out the way because it's going to be a retaliation.
Well, and you also said you always try to go for closed caskets.
That was a statement. We had a thing where we used to always say, I want to close his coffin. I want that little picture when he was in kindergarten or in pre-K or first grade with the 2 teeth missing in the front. Majority of people, when you get when you start growing your teeth, those 2 in the front usually be the ones that fall out first. So you take a little picture, you smiling, and you have to, we want that on the coffin. So that was the thing, like, we used to be like, when he fall, we gonna empty that clip, we wanna close his coffin.
Why?
Because I don't want his family to be able to see him no more.
You talked about a situation, I think it was on Say Cheese, where a shootout started to happen and there was a bunch of kids around. And you made a decision not to run through the group of kids because the kids might get shot and they would blame it on you.
That bullet came out right here, Vlad, in the middle of my chest.
So you got shot what? In the back?
Under my arm.
Oh.
What it was, it's a school called Carter G. Woodson Middle School. It's kind of changed now, they rebuilt it, but I had a green Q45. Okay, I was in the project chilling, and I had a homegirl named Gangsta. She had a block party in the Shakespeare Park where Juvenile shot that Back That Thing Up video. And word got around the city, Gangsta got a block party for his son in the park, but it was the female Gangsta. So people coming to the project, man, going down the party, got the girls out. So me and my partner, Big Lou, said, come on, let's go around. I give him my gun. I drive around there, and I pull on the side of the street, on Forest Street, for Red and Ford. I walk in the park, holler at a few people, then I said, come on, let's go. One of my homies actually used my car. He left, when he come back, he parked my car up on the sidewalk up close to the school, like where the principal park at. So I'm like, man, wait. I parked my car up here, man. So when we got ready to leave, the street go this way. We parked up on the sidewalk up by the school. So I mean, we got to back up out into the streets to go this way. So as we backing up, get ready to back up, one car passed, the second car passed, that third one just pulled up, and I was like, man, it's a hit. I jumped out. The dude jumped out. And when the first shot, he missed my leg. Second shot, he hit me back here. He hit me in my shoulder back here, and it came out right here. Came out right here. So when I turned the corner, all the little children out. And everybody running. I'm like, man, I need to run between the children. Well, maybe he'll stop shooting. But then I said, nah, he might. But if one of the little children get hit, they're going to say, it's your fault, Gaines, my baby dead, da, da, da. So I ran out in the open and gave him another shot at me, and he hit me right up under my arm, and it came out the middle of my chest. So I kept running. I jumped in the car. My people pull off, up for rescue. We turned on Washington Avenue. By the time we got to Magnolia in Washington, they went head on with a car. I said, man, if the dude don't kill me, y'all gonna kill me. So they snatched me out that car, put me in another car, got me to the hospital.
Well, you said that when shootings happen, you're the one person who didn't run.
Yeah, I just want to see where it's coming from. I want to see who's doing it.
How do you keep that composure to not run when a shooting happens?
Because usually sometimes you got a lot of ignorant people out there that like to shoot in the air, that like to shoot in the ground. Or if a person come and get their man, and sometimes in my mind, I be always just think, whoever gets shot is that don't have nothing to do with me, but I want to see who's doing the shooting. So I would never just run. I'm gonna get somewhere, to get out the way, but I'm always trying to watch. Like a lot of people like to duck and run. I ain't never used to do that. I never done that.
Huh. How old were you when you were in the middle of a shootout the first time when bullets were flying around you?
We was at the project. I had broke out of juvenile jail. I was about 15.
Okay.
Broke out of juvenile jail.
So over time, you just started developing a tolerance?
Yeah, because, the Magnolians, they always shoot. Huh. Like, one time in my project, the Magnolia Project would beef with the Satan War. Dudes come back there cranking a gun up, they're shooting. Oh, that's crazy, because they got into a beef. They had a school called Corn High School. Every Saturday, they would have we call a high school dance. Like they have a DJ in there, and people go there like from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. So you got a bunch of children from the Magnolia Project, 12th Ward, 11th Ward, 10th Ward, St. Thomas Project, going to this high school at night to party, and then afterwards you fighting and you shooting and stuff. All juvenile youngsters.
Crazy.
Very, yeah.
Well, you've also said you were always scared to die first because you felt that your homies wouldn't retaliate the same way that you would.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And for the people who watch it as hood people, someone can contest to this because it's like, you got some people that's gonna retaliate, but they're gonna do it on their own time. In my mind, it'd be like, so it happened, let's go ride. Now I would say this, because it's been time when some of my people got hit, when we go ride, we can't find them. We can't, like, them people be on point too, you know? But I just be feeling like I'm gonna go the extra mile to get some get back versus you. So I don't never wanna die first. Yeah, that was the thing, I never wanna die first.
And all the hot boys died before you.
Yes. Let me tell you what's crazy, Vlad. One I was with, one had just dropped me off, and one I had just got off the phone with when I was in the Fed. The last one, I just hung up the phone, and I called and said, man, he just got shot. What? I just hung up the phone doing it. He died in return for you. Get out of here. So I called the older lady, to the DBs, the Dooney boys. They sitting around, so the older lady named Mama, she said, they waiting on you. They want to know what you want to do. I said, tell them don't do nothing. I'm already in jail for, so they said to commit murder, talking on the phone about killing somebody. You think about to tell them to go kill the dude and kill them? They should know what to do. I was so high with them little youngsters, bro. Yo, yeah, man. I was so ticked off with them little youngsters, man. Shout out to the DBs, man.
You know, we talked about this before. You cooperated on 40 murders.
Mm-hmm.
But you said that you pulled the trigger yourself on 20 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Is there one in particular that you really regret?
I don't regret nothing I've done in life.
None of them.
No. Because I explain to people, and I'm going to tell it to you. Everybody I've killed was in the game, either was a hit or we were beef. Now I would say this, now that I'm older, taking a life, no, that wasn't right. Because even though he in the game, I still didn't have a right to take this person's life, no. But I've never killed nobody's mother, sister, brother, somebody like, you can't catch him, I'm gonna send a message. I've never done nothing like that.
Is there a particular murder that you felt the most satisfaction out of?
Yeah.
Can you say?
That was a retaliation for when my best friend was killed, Black and Mo. Because he was somebody who taught me the game, gave me the game, but some of the, it was like 3-4 of them that had done it, but to revenge one of the people for that was a big relief.
So describe that feeling when you just retaliated over your best friend's murder. What did that feel like?
After doing 20 years in prison, and after all those years having sex with a bad female, having a threesome. So if a person could fathom that, because it's like, when you do something back then, like now, you can't do that now. Back then, when you did something, you want to brag. You would tell the yeah, that was my work, boy. I put that, I hit old boy, that was me. Oh, you did that? Yeah, boy. And that was that, so that was like, and then you're going to get points from the homies in the hood. Everybody going to start respecting, they're going to elevate you. Now when you do that, everybody still look the second. Everybody have a gun. Everybody didn't have guns back then when we came up.
One of my members, Kewan Robinson, 6110, he asked a question. He said, which gang was deadlier, Cutthroat Committee or the Cut Boys?
I'm gonna go with the Cut Boys out the Calio because they were feared as a whole of the city. They were respected more. Cutthroat Committee they handled their business, and the reason why I'm saying is because of this. When I got into it with them Calio boys, because before they was Cutthroat, they was back of town. They just the same ones, Nine Fingers, all the one I'm talking about. Oh, C-Bird and who they hung with. So it was like, oh man, we ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm like, whoa, hold on. When y'all get in the beef, we got something to do with it. We rocking with y'all, but when we got into it, that's what sometimes I don't like when people say the Mac and Calio was at war. No, it was only 3 of us at war with them. Because the people down there was like, man, we ain't got nothing to do with that. They stood down. They ain't want it with that Calio. I respect it, but I was like, I ain't tripping because we used to, because when I'm in jail, when they get into a beef, I come on, I inherit that, and I be on the front line when they fall back. So a lot of my beef was because of the people in my project. So yeah, I would go with the cut.
Well, another one of my members, actually has a very interesting question. One Saints fan, 354, he said, who is Lil Diesel from the MILF? And he said, he knows, don't let him duck that question.
So
I have no idea who this is, by the way.
Okay, Lil Diesel just got out of, shout out to Lil Diesel. Lil Diesel just got out the state after got locked up in 94 for murder. His co-defendant, Cornell, he deceased now, but they was on the charge together. Okay. With your messy self. What happened was Lil Diesel out there, he's a stepper, right? Okay. So he was small and skinny like me, but he was a gunman, but he used to get high on the heroin. So it was rumored that he had hit Killer Stone, Little Brother Disco. We go to the Superdome, the dome where the Saints play. They used to have this thing called a Coca-Cola Fair. And Hot Boy Mosquito, OG Booby Black, and myself, we went to the fair together. So as we walk around the fair, we spot Lil Diesel and Cornell. They had robes, but they had these herringbone chain on. They both was dressed like, I think they had the Suns jersey and shorts set on. Phoenix Suns. Yeah. So I walk up to them because they got their back turned us. So, but the crazy part about it is, like a month or so or two or whatever go, Lil Cornell, I help him fight in jail. Because even though he out the male prayer, I'm out the Magnolia prayer, we all stick together in jail. So anyway, they got their back turned to us. So as we walk up, I steal off on Lil Diesel. Then he ran, and him and Mosquito get the hooking. So me and Cornell get the fighting, and Cornell got his head down. So I'm not paying attention. They got steak knives in the fair. So I get stabbed right here in my chest right here. My lungs collapsed. I had 34 staples down my stomach. So I get stabbed in my chest. And I didn't notice it till, you know how your adrenaline be going, we rumbling, he got his head down, I said, oh, he got a knife. So now I'm trying to, feet don't feel me now, I'm trying to get up out of there now. Then he hit me in the back of my neck, I got a little mark back here too. So as I'm trying to get out the fair, so I'm running this way, right? So the door is right here and Lil Diesel is standing right there. So it's just me and him coming toward, he see me, he like, raw, come on. And I'm like, okay, go that way. So I turn, I ran another way. I come around, I had a gold Tommy Hilfiger shirt with the plaited collar, with the plaited short, the gold side, the green ballet slip-on Commodores. So I got a red stain right here. And there's a bunch of little girls right here. And I raised it up and it made like the little noise. And they like, oh, look again. Some of them knew I was. So I wanted the attention. So what I did, I figured like I couldn't make it. I fell down on the ground. Man, that's the worst thing I could have did. Because the people put me in the ambulance and people tried to charge me for that too. I don't remember paying that bill, but I know it was like about $14,000 out. It was high back then for riding from the Superdome to Charity Hospital, which was a few blocks down there. So Lil Diesel, he had got shot up in the MILF. His co-defendant got shot, lost his leg. So mind you, the one who stabbed me, I'm going to the hospital to get checked up. Get checked on, get the little checkup. So when I get off the elevator, when I walk in the hallway, Cornell sitting in a wheelchair with this part of his leg gone, from the knee on down gone. His mother and the man was standing on the side. So in my mind, I'm about to walk up and smack him. But then I was like, no, he got his mother here. This might be his fault. I'm not going to disrespect in front of the people, right? So I walk up, what's up? He said, boy, what's up? You all right? And we shook each other's hand. He said, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm walking. You missing a limb. But I wasn't the one that shot him for him missing a limb. So in a way, it's like he still got one up on me because he the one stabbed me, and I'm here to get the checkup. But we had kept it clear. We didn't fuss it in front of his mother and whoever that man was.
So you're in the hospital with the guy that just stabbed you in the chest.
Yeah.
And he's missing a leg.
Yeah.
This just sounds insane.
Yeah.
So you said with your messy self, I can see how messy this is.
Yeah, I can see they know that. And then me and Lil Diesel met up in jail. I guess he thought I was gonna try to break him a move because we was both on a medical tier at the time too. And they wound up moving him somewhere else and I never seen him more after that. And this was crazy. So when I went to war with the Calio, Lil Diesel, the one he talking about saying word to one of my co-defendants who was in Angola, who's in Angola right now to this day. Man, tell Gangsta to handle his business and keep his head up. So it made me feel good that somebody I was beefing with at once upon a time taking my side while I'm going at war with these guys, you know. So that's why he talking about Lil Diesel. Because Lil Diesel, like I say, he been locked up. He was locked up in '94 for a homicide. His co-defendant beat the case, went home, got killed, and he just got out a few months ago.
After doing 30 years.
Yeah.
Are you willing to meet up with him now?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I would
and you
love
think
to.
You think it'll be peaceful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because while he was in Angola, he had to transition to being a moderate, you know, good prisoner. And you know what I'm on out here, so it is only right. It's another guy, one of my mother's brothers from the Cali part here in Atlanta. He been pushing for the peace for us to come together, because that would be powerful, because there's a lot of people who don't believe that we can do that. Yeah, I would love to see Lil Diesel, because I know when he got locked up, it was beepers. So I would love to talk to him just to see, man, how are you making it out here, right?
Yeah.
It's another guy named Mark from the time, so probably he might not know about him. Out to 10, me, he was about to fight in jail. I'm happy I ain't fight with him, because he went on with the Angola and become the champ. He boxed. He been locked up since '92. He's home now, but he's home on life probation, and sometimes it gets to him. And I be encouraging, hitting him up in Facebook, we trying to talk. So he had sent me a Jay-Z beat, and he rapping. He said, man, I'm trying to get in the studio. I said, no, you're not with that. He said, he sent me this. I can show you, Vlad, I can show you the receipts in my Facebook. So he sent me, you know how people send them them things where they have like a powerful message like that, might have a lion walking and be like,
yeah,
show somebody your courage, your strength, your friend. So he sent me there, he like, man, your friend is there in the time of need, da-da-da. That's why he shoot a subliminal, because I told him that rapping wasn't gonna get it, right? So I hit him back, I say, and the friend gonna tell you, when the friend gonna keep it real with you too, so he like, yeah, that's what's up. So I hit him another day, checked on him and stuff, you know, but yeah, man, they letting a lot of these guys out from Angola that have been down since '92 and '94, they home now, you know, so yeah.
Well, another one of my members, Hanville07, he had a few interesting questions. He said, how did the war start between Richard Pena and Nate the Snake?
Okay, Richard Pena, he's in the Fed now with life. He pled guilty to 8 bodies, and they got 23 more waiting on him if he beat that. He emerged on the scene. Richard was one of the ones like this. If he find out you getting weight, coke, he gonna pull up on you and look, man, start scoring for me. You better, nah, man, I got my own connect. All right, score for me now. So Nathan was one of the ones who was arrogant and cocky, who wasn't going for that. You know?
Why was he called Nate the Snake?
Because it's allegedly Nate to do if he put a hit out on somebody, he might give you half of the money, go ahead and your bid, and when you come and get the rest, he gonna kill you.
Oh.
So he won't be no witness or nothing. That's allegedly. I don't know for sure, but that's why they called him. That's my Muslim brother. Now he took Shahada. Yeah, he's in the Fed with life too. Actually, in his case, his hitman, who was the hitman for him, became an informant on the street, had a wire on, and they killed him in broad daylight on Philip and Clara while he had the wire on.
Wow.
Yeah, he got life. The guy who pulled the trigger wound up getting 20 years.
Okay, so the war between Richard Pena and Nate the Snake, how did that end up, you know, whatever happened with that whole situation?
The feds was already listening in.
Oh.
Like, the feds was already targeting Nate, so their payphones, that's crazy. Every time you call, well, gang, tell them I ain't talking on that phone, because I had just got the state. I was like, man, I don't want to talk on that phone, because my partner, Killer Stone, had told me, man, you can get 10 years. I was like, man, I don't believe that. But I would tell him I didn't believe, but I still wouldn't talk on that phone. And so I'm happy. But then again, if I would have got caught up with them, I would have got all that time. But everything worked out perfect. Anyway, so they wound up getting snatched up going to the Fed. The Fed stepped in.
Didn't Richard Pena try to escape from prison?
I don't know. Maybe the Paris jail, because I know they had him in San Bernard. They took the shoe, what we call a hole, the shoe, and made that out of a cell for him. Because when I went to come from visit one time, he spoke to me. He had a TV in there. He was chilling in that thing, but I never heard of him. Nah, you know what happened? They locked it back up. It's an old head named Jesse Cage. He been locked up. Well, he home. Well, he was in the halfway house. I know he ticked off. He got locked up in 99. So we were in San Bernardino together, and we were trying to break out, and Richard Pena's brother, Guado, called and told on us, and he got Jesse K's. They came and found her. We had some little saw blades. Like we used to get shoes packaged in the jail, and he had one of his people to put the saw blades under the, under the sole of the shoe, put it in there, and the dude dropped a dime on us. So they found him, and we was in max security for that. But Jesse K's come home, was in the halfway house. Man, then the state come back on that man, talking about you owed us for parole after doing almost 30 years. Now they snatched him, and now he in the state now.
Hanville 07 also talked about, said to ask you about Operation Shattered Shield. Now, right around 1993, the FBI launched a major corruption investigation where they learned that New Orleans police officers were actually extorting drug dealers. So they actually put in undercover FBI agents to act as drug dealers to try to basically get the corrupt cops. And ultimately, the result was that a dozen New Orleans police officers were arrested that were basically getting paid by drug dealers for protection. And they were also killing, I guess one citizen got killed by one of the cops as well. You know about this.
Yeah.
And one of the cops that was hemmed up in this was Pretty Len Davis. And you actually know him personally.
I received letters from him, yeah. Let me tell you this. It's kind of weird how, we'll hate the police. But then you'll hear somebody like me and be like, man, yeah, Len a good dude, cool dude, right? Because we met in jail. Now we both locked up, so we started getting to know one another, kicking it, right? So him and I was on max security together. He learned the law. He started representing himself. Got his death penalty overturned, I think like twice or something, went back to court. He's on death row now. And to be fair to the Kim, to her family, he had harassed her or shook her up, did something, she reported him to the Turner Affairs. So what he did, he contacted Paul Hardy, a hitman. Paul Hardy was from Uptown, but was living in the Florida Project. Paul Hardy and another dude named Damone Williams was running together. So Damone was just driving the car. Len, at the time that operation you talking about with the Fed, they thought they was protecting a warehouse with drugs and all the while they had nothing in there. They were just trying to clean up the city, the corruption. So in the hotel, the Fed had a little thing set up. While Len doing his job, he also trying to get Paul Hardy to kill his female. They said she was on drugs. He was trying to get them to kill her because she was causing problems from him with the Internal Affairs. So he had called when they said, hey man, I heard she out there. She got on the Stonewalls, the blue and white jeans or something like that. The feds could hear him talking, right, while all this happening. So Paul rode around there and see her, and one day he called her, killed her. So he was like, rockabye, baby. He said, all this on the tape, all this on the tape. They went to court, got found guilty. Paul Hardy had the death penalty, Len had the death penalty. They gave them own life. Paul Hardy went with the crazy move, and they took the death penalty off him. He just have life now. He in one of the federal penitentiaries right now.
How many cops did you pay off yourself?
I was cool with two of them, but I've never had to pay a cop off. I tried one time. Because what happened was I was in my baby mother, Lexus, and you know how the light come in yellow and you shoot, I'm in the project, shot cross, and he pulled me over. I said, man, the light was, he said, no, the light was red. All right. So he walked up, he said, be honest with me. He said, you got a gun in? I'm like, yeah, I got a gun. We at war out here. He like, man, you better be careful. He said, Big Red trying to get you. I like, man, I appreciate it. So I went to go in my pocket, get him money. He said, no, you good. But there are some cops that I used to hit a licks with, go robbing. We was one of them. He used to play fair with me, but the last one, he used to be stealing the money. Like if I know it's 20,000 in the house, when he get the bag, he gonna lie and say it was 10 in there, so we get 5 apiece. Yeah, so he would pocket the money. And on one hand, well, you know how we like, man, I hate the police, but on some hand, we love the police because, especially when they're working for us. Or they doing our dirty work for us, so we got an enemy of that. Man, go get them from me.
You said on Say Cheese that you always thought that Birdman was gonna be the weakest link. You said that you always thought he was the one that was gonna ultimately cooperate because he had all the money and the girls and the cars and the label. But ultimately, you became the weakest link. Because you're the one who cooperated.
You ain't had to put it like that, but anyway, yeah.
But you said it. You said it just like that.
You had to remind me, Vlad.
I'm sorry. I'm just repeating your words.
Yeah, but the words you can't take back.
Okay,
but yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Don't get mad at me, gangster.
No, I don't get mad. You know I'm happy to be here. I don't get mad at me, bro, because I did my dirt.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just repeating your words. I'm not putting that on you myself.
No. I ain't tripping for that. I'm just messing with you, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly became a weak link because, you know, and they say you can't judge a book by the cover, right? So when I always just look at Bird, I should be thinking like, man, all them people get him, he gonna tell it all. He gonna tell. Look, man, don't even get them people, because if you make rules, hey, do not talk to them people, do not sit around them people. They're not gonna be able to scare you how they do them dudes, how they use them tactics. Oh, your boy, you gonna get 100 years, that your girl just had that baby, your girl pregnant. I know you wanna watch your child grow up, you don't want the other dude to be calling you, your child be calling the other dude daddy, and that get in their head, that psychological warfare kick in. So with that being said, I just always thought it would. And then Vlad, honestly, I paid attention to the streets. I seen they wasn't killing their homies no more. People weren't getting killed. You know, people going home, throwing parties. I was like, man, I need to get out of prison. Enough of standing up. It's time for me to go. My legs got tired, Vlad. They got weak. I gotta go. Let somebody else do this here, you know? I don't regret nothing I've done. I don't have the family, the friends that I once had, my day ones. Well, I'm lying. I got my best friend Hank. Oh, he's still rocking with me. But you know, he ain't in the game. He retired from the game. I got Crypto Jesus. He rock with me. But a lot of these guys out the game. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't really nobody the game anyway. But just the fact that you got people that this is what get me, and I understand I can't justify that. But you got people that be mad with me for what I did, but yet I know stuff on you and you still out here free. But you still riding on that train as, man, nah, you still ain't keep it solid. All right, well, beat it then. But yeah, I always thought it was gonna be old Bird, bro. I wonder how he be feeling right now. I wonder what he be thinking about, what he be, what go through his mind. You need to put a call together for me and Bird.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
You try.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get my interview with Birdman. You know what I'm saying? We talk, but we not tight like
Vlad,
that.
let me tell you something. The best time to catch that man, if you call him and go down there to New Orleans when he do that Hot Boy reunion.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be all kind of cameras going to be in their face anyway.
Okay.
You already respect it, so, man.
I mean, he's very respectful towards me.
Yeah,
like,
man.
our first conversation, he basically was like, hey, man, I respect what you do. You switch the game up. You know what I'm saying? The way you start paying people for interviews, like no one ever did that before, and you switched up, like this whole economy. You put a lot of money in people's pockets, and you really ran it like a real business. And I'm like, wow, coming from you, that means a lot.
I tell you what, I can't speak for nobody else, but this helped me out a lot. Anybody platform I go on, that helps me out a lot. I'd be happy when I get a call. Well, you want me? All right. Because, for real, because Bird told me when I first come on, Vlad, he said, man, you tell her the Hot Boy story. He said, you only got 5 minutes of fame. Anybody gonna want to hear from you no more. I've been home 2 years and 10 months and still got a love, still got a large following.
Yeah.
But, you can't take that for granted. Like, God give it to you, can take away from you. So you got to be able to take advantage and move in the right way, invest your money, and minimize your circle. Because with that big entourage, like you said, they're going to get you in trouble now.
Well, after you cooperated on the 40 murders, part of the deal was you had to actually meet with the victims' families.
Yes.
Now, the mothers of one of the victims, she asked you if her son suffered.
It was the daddy, the mama was there, but the daddy asked that.
Oh, the dad asked that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you tell him?
I smoothed it over. I was like, well, I didn't really directly ask because, quite natural when we kill someone, they gonna suffer. But I was like, well, your son went out just like the people he took out. So I let him know, like, your son was a killer too. But I wasn't disrespectful. Like I was like, he went out just like any other person. I'm looking, did it out. And he shook my hand, a firm handshake.
He shook your hand?
Yeah.
He shook the hand of the man that killed his son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could do that.
You know what?
I don't know if I could do that. I'd probably want to spit in that person's face, honestly. I'd probably want to claw that person's eyes out, honestly.
Now, I was about to say, that family, I would take some spit. I prefer the mother spit on me, might be sweet, but don't the daddy, no, don't do that, Pops. But don't claw my eyes, no, because I still need to see. But the thing is, Vlad, but when they looked at the story, how their son was killed and all that, they see, like, your son was selling drugs, or your son had my partner killed, or your son had this guy friend killed. So your son was in the mix too, you know.
So they were able to look at it realistically.
Right.
It's not like their son was some school
about to go to
kid
college,
and was walking down the street and just got randomly shot in the head for his Jordans or something.
Right. Right.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Yeah.
And parents know their kids.
Mm-hmm.
They may say whatever in public, but deep down inside, they know they had a kid that was out doing bad.
Yeah.
And ultimately,
and
every adult understands that there is repercussions, and if you live by the gun, die by the gun. Like you have to understand that, you go and pull out a gun on someone, you should be prepared for that to be the last thing you ever do.
It was one of them, Vlad. It was a mother and a daughter. That daughter was so fun and pretty. I liked her too. So she had knew this other female I knew, and I'd be like, man, tell her I'm trying to holler at her. So this dude come to jail, and he was like, man, I got somebody want to meet you. He put me on the phone. She just started screaming and hollering. He killed my brother. He killed my brother. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know I had that charge or nothing. That stuff was wild, man. But she was so fine. I really wanted that girl, and that's crazy, man. How you took somebody's life, but you want one of the family members, and they love that person whose life you took.
Yeah.
It was sure we were young, dumb, and wild.
Well, there was another mother who you had to actually meet with because you had killed her son, and she said that I'm gonna see you on the street.
No, she wrote me a letter.
Oh, show you a letter.
She wrote, man, you know what's crazy? I wanted to bring that letter home. What happened when the storm hit? All my pictures, like all my throwback cash money pictures, a lot of my personal mail, it threw it all stuff away when the storm hit our prison. But, man, I got this letter from this lady, and she said, I used to hate you at one time. She said, but I forgive you. And she had wrote me like a whole page, and at the bottom, she signed it, CP3. That means Calio Project Third Wall. I was like, what the world? It messed me up because I was like, I didn't even know, for her to write it like this, I said, she a person that's in the game, in the streets. She could have just walked up on me and just headshot. Or, because this is a mother that's in the streets that wrote me the letter. I'm like, well, ma'am, first of all, you don't hear the whole story. You don't know if I did something to you or something. She just wrote me that letter, and she told me she forgive me, though, but she said once I used to hate you, but I forgive you now. And she signed that thing. What really grabbed my attention when she signed her name, she put her hood on there. So I was like, hold on, this is a mama that's still in the streets. You know what I'm saying? She said she forget, she might catch me one day out here and have a flashback. No, I changed my own forgive you and hit my head or something, man. But that blew me, man. That lady sent me a letter, but she ain't sent no return address.
Yeah, I bet.
I wanted to write, I'll try to write her back. Yeah, because I had reached out to one of my people that know her. I'm like, you know the lady out the catch? She said, yeah. I said, I want to write her. She said, leave that lady alone. I said, man, she wrote me, I want to write her back. Yeah, I want to write that lady back, man.
Leave that lady
alone.
That's a
fact. Yeah. I really want to write her back, man. Yeah.
Well, you said that there's still 20 people that you want to kill. But you're not going to do it because there's a place for you. There's a bed waiting for you right now.
All right, let me show you something. The first person who was killed close around me, I cried like a baby, Black and Mo, right? Then you got Eric Maurice. Then you have Sterling doing a Mosquito, that's 5. my best friend, Lloyd Page, my homie Red, my homie Shorty B. You got my homie Eric Maurice. You have my homie Claudia B. You have my homeboy Disco. That's 11 right there. You have my homie Big G. That's 12. You have Lester Duplessis. That's 13, my OG. You have Tony D. You have my little brother Toto. That's 15 right there. So think about that. That's 15 people that I love, I ran with, kicked it with, that I be like, I need to go get some revenge for that. And then I think about people who did stuff. You know, you don't know, but I used to be myself, be thinking about certain stuff like, man, I remember he did this, he's slick, he got away with this. Oh, remember he did, oh, I got you, I remember that. So in my mind, I'd be like, if I pick up a gun, if I kill one person, I may as well just go on a spree. Because, you know, it's not and done it now. Now that fire been lit again.
I don't know if I've said this story publicly a lot of times. I don't know if you and I have ever said this, but at one point in my 20s, I had the stupid idea to get into the drug game. And I went in and bought a kilo with someone who I thought was my good friend at the time. I put up $17,000. He ripped me off for that money, right? He claimed that the coke was fake and he was going to pay me back. And anyways, he never paid me back. And for years, I was mad about this, you know, because, you know, at that moment, you realized, I can't call the police.
Yeah.
I have to go either kill him or, you know, hurt him really badly, which I didn't have the capability of doing. I had to just take that loss and feel like a sucker, you know, for what I got done. And I was mad. Even when I had money, I was still, I ran into him years later in the club and confronted him. He goes, oh no, I'm going to pay, give me your number. I'm going to send you the money. He never sent me the money. Right. And I remember I said this story for the first time on camera to Freeway Ricky Ross. And he said, you do know that had he not ripped you off, you would have went to prison probably. Because, you know, you would have re-upped and whatever else, and then maybe gotten 2 kilos, and then next thing you know,
we wouldn't have VladTV.
You wouldn't have VladTV. And I said, you're right. I never went to prison. I went on to have a great life where $17,000 makes no difference. Like if he showed up, if he walked in the door and gave me $17,000, I just put it in my bank account and I wouldn't even think nothing of it. You see what I'm saying? Like now back then it meant something, but right now it doesn't mean anything. And then what I started to do was I would retell the story like I'm doing right now. And every time I retold it, I would make money. So I've made probably about $50,000 retelling this story without ever telling his name, even though he's a bitch.
Shots fired.
Right. But I eventually got this, I got it out of my system by realizing that in the long run, me taking that loss helped me out. I never went to prison. And I was actually able to make money off of it where the amount of money just didn't matter anymore. So if there's something that you could do as you're talking about these stories, as you're, you know, getting paid for interviews, you got your own YouTube channel, you built it up to 150,000, followers, and you don't have a job now because you're being supported by YouTube. You're not in prison right now. You're not dead.
Thanks.
You're not in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? You're fully cognizant, you know, you don't have brain damage or anything else like that. And all that could have happened along the way.
And I got my mother still alive.
And your mother's still alive. You see what I'm saying?
I got a newborn baby.
You got a baby.
He's 5 months.
Congratulations.
So I let you know the old man still got it. Still
That's right. You know, you're not shooting blanks. You know what I'm saying? So if somewhere along the line you could somehow figure out a way to get that anger out your head by justifying it somewhat, it's gonna sit better on you. Because trust me, I feel much happier not hating this guy anymore. If I ever ran into him again, I'll walk up to him and say, don't worry about that money, we're good. Seriously. If you ever think in the back of your mind that I'm gonna put some money and have something done to you or whatever else, or have one of my, no, I'm not gonna do it. And you know, if he's watching this right now, It's all good. Don't worry about it. Life worked out a lot better for me than I think it did for him. Because when I saw him last time, he was exactly the same person I had known from before. With the same bummy group of friends. You know what I'm saying? The same, you know, half-ass clothes, and still in the clubs, trying to holler at a bunch of lame-ass bitches. So I'm saying, if you can find a way to figure it out where you don't feel that anger in your heart, by looking at your own life and justifying it the way I did. And like I said, it's not the same thing. No one got killed. It was just money. You know, you can make more money. You can't bring your friends back. But if you can figure out a way to do it, I think you will be a happier person.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm happy because every time I wake up, man, I'm free.
Yeah.
I think about my friends who in the grave, and I think about my guys I left in prison. You know, one of my youngest sons in the feds.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that last time.
So, you know, I'm always grateful and thankful, Vlad. And I don't never want to go back to prison, especially after I had to witness out here all these women in Walmart and the food. I could lock down when I want to lock down, feed when I want, man, no. So that's why I move by myself sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I have my crypto Jesus with me. But for the most part, I stay out the way.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of trouble out there. I know. And then it's a young man world right now. Let them in. Let them in.
Yeah.
See how them little young boys, you just breaking news.
Breaking news.
Look at that.
5 people accused of killing the wrong person because they didn't even get their target that are probably going to do life in prison.
Some of them might have just having sex with some girls last night, partying last night, getting money last night. Somebody owed him, he loaned somebody some money. Now he in jail. Now he in jail. Now I ain't paying that back.
Right.
Yeah, man. So it's a lot of stuff come with that.
A lot of stuff.
Man, listen, I hope these youngsters just listen to us. But then we can't save them all, but man, I done enough time for a lot of people. You got people like one of my partners, he just come on, he did 31 years, 32 years. He out here trying to get it together. He got like 50-something year parole.
Damn.
Yeah, man, he be doing Uber, Lyft. He be so happy. He just want to play on the phone. Hey, what you doing? Man, I don't want to talk all the time, but these guys coming home after all these years, and I just be laughing because they going through what I went through, trying to learn how to work the phone, trying to learn how to do this and that, and I be like, wow, man, this stuff crazy, but we free.
And that's how we're going to end it. Terrance Gangsta Williams, man, always a pleasure when you came in here. You know, when you come over, you know, congrats on your YouTube channel.
Thank you, man.
And, you know, keep doing your thing, man. And I'm really, you know, I've helped start a lot of people's careers in terms of giving them their first interview.
Fact.
You know, not that I hold their hand through the process, but a lot of people, I've given them their start with their first big interview, and they have gone on to support themselves and gotten a lot of other opportunities. And I feel proud when I see, you know, what you have accomplished since that 2.5 years ago that we did our first joint, because we didn't know each other at all back then. You know, you have stayed out the way.
You watched me grow.
What was that?
You watched me grow.
Yeah, man, I've seen you grow.
Yeah.
I've seen you mature. You know, really mature, man, and really, like, you know, say stuff like, hey, man, if someone came up and slapped me, I would just laugh and say, what's wrong with them?
Man.
You know, I wouldn't turn into the old
police
anymore.
Now I got the heart to call the police now. I'm a civilian now.
Yeah, exactly.
You've
embraced your civilian role,
yes,
which is the mature thing to do for someone your age. You know, you never hear yourself getting arrested. You're not like the Charleston White that's always going in and out of jail and getting into altercations and whatever else. You know, whatever little internet beefs you've had have always stayed on the internet.
Yeah, because I'm gonna thank for being the next man. And Vlad, I did 23 years, 10 months. I'm never going back to prison. I don't never go back to prison.
And you never should go back.
I'm never gonna sell drugs because I make more money on YouTube than the average drug dealer do in the neighborhood.
There you go.
So at the end of the day, I look at all that and I say to myself, you know what? Pray for 2 things: get out while I'm healthy and alive, and get out to take care of my mother. My mother lived with me.
Oh, okay.
Yes, my mother lived with me, so I don't have no complaints. I'm not gonna do no complaint, man.
That's what it is. Terrance Gangsta Williams, man. Till next time. Peace.
We out of here.